Welcome, misfits, to our Skeptic Bible Study, episode Ignorant Sinners. In this episode, we talk about some delicious, sinful ignorance, being unclean and guilty.
Are you an ignorant sinner?
Yes, it seems so. It happens.
I consider you more of a bold sinner. Like, you know what you're doing is wrong. You just like it, so you do it anyway.
Why, thank you. That's how
There
I
you
like it. Then we dip back into some more offerings to the big G-Man himself. G-Man's debating again?
Oz?
No. Exactly. So won't you join us for a Yahweh good time?
Who's gonna die?
Woohoo! I want to thank everyone out there on the inner tubes. If you're feeling fancy, don't forget to like, follow, or subscribe. And with that, we're going to hand it over to Gilbert so he can explain what we're about to read.
All right. Let's do Gilbert. Come on, Gilbert.
Some of you may be new to this abomination of a study. These schmucks begin by reading each episode's chapters along with the annotations on the side for funsies. The hosts are a tiny bit special, so don't mind if they butcher or replace everybody's name with something completely horrible or stupid. However, the gibberish that spews forth from their face holes will still be an attempt at reading this book from cover to cover, which I'm sure has tons of wisdom or an insight on whether we can or cannot put things up our butt. If you have time to waste screaming internet memes at random strangers, then join the Discord. Or scream at them personally at your YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch streams. Finally, don't forget to support these idiots doing more lame shenanigans at Amy Newman's Patreon page. All right, schmucks, back to you.
Thanks, Gilbert.
Woohoo.
Woohoo! That's right. You can find our Patreon page at patreon.com/Amy Newman, which helps us make even more content, including awesome Patreons like K.O. Champ.
Thor's hammer.
Exactly.
Lay down the hammer.
And Eve, I love Tang. In fact, I love swirling Tang. But see, this is round, so I have to at least say the atheist round table because it's round. And Oz,
Like the earth.
like the earth.
Yeah.
And Ian Davenport.
Thank you, Ian.
Woo-hoo. But also, oh my gosh, is that a fuck grumpy old cuss? Woohoo!
Woohoo.
Thank you, Grumpy, and thank you, Diana Smith. And thank you, Pat, looking into the Bible. I think just like I'd say he's teaching, looking into the Bible. We're
He's
just
looking in the ground for artifacts. He's gone into the field. He's digging stuff up.
But that's okay, because us clowns are also here to have fun with the Bible. And thank you so very much, Pat. And thank you so very much, Dale. Woohoo!
Dale.
Thank you, Dale. Lastly, don't forget to like, follow, and
Our newest
subscribe. And hit that
Patreon.
I know. Thank you so very much, Dale. Lastly, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Hit that all button icon so you can get reminders to see our premieres or join our live streams. Okay, with that, let's see what's on the menu.
Do it to me, baby. Sell me a quality muffler at a reasonable price.
Which is a hard thing to come by. Also, that's what she said. Before we begin, I'm going to start by going over the specific Bible we'll be reading, along with some helpful category marks. Categories, you say? Why, yes I do. You see, we're going to be reading from the Skeptic Annotated Bible, an entire King James Bible lovingly fawned over by a skeptic who decided he would add his own notations. These are little flagpoles of sanity put in use to remind us that, hey, maybe slavery is evil, including categories like absurdity, injustice, and cruelty, but also a good amount of intolerance, contradictions, and conflicts with science or history. That doesn't mean it's not packed full of misogyny, false prophecy, and some questionable biblical family values. Now, we won't skip the good parts that the Bible has, only that these passages seem far fewer in number than any priest or pastor seems to suggest. So without further ado, won't you come join the Skeptic crew?
Mute.
I would say double muted, but I was single muted.
Only single
With
mute.
that, welcome everyone to our Skeptic Bible Study. On the previous episode, do I have an offer for you? God asked Moses for a burnt offering, a meat offering, and a peace offering. Kind of see a shtick going on here. And we began to crack open the third book of the Bible, the book of Leviticus.
That was where they did a lot of spraying blood around altars, right? Yeah.
That could never happen again. I feel like that was too creepy. I feel like more blood on altars? Twice? 2 scoops? That would never happen.
One for the meat, one for the peace, one for the bread offering.
Makes a good vampire novel, though.
Definitely.
In this episode, Ignorant Sinners. Oh, baby. We dig in further into the book of Leviticus, dealing with those pesky ignorant sinners, the unclean, the guilty, and an offering or two.
More offerings.
And if you would like to see your comments on anything we're reading up until the end of the open mic session, feel free to tag me at Amy Newman, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. And we will be having an open mic session about all of the wisdom you're hearing about tonight at the end of the episode. So with that, how are you tonight, James? And are you ready for some grade A ignorance?
Well, of course. I think we get a little bit of that every episode. Every episode of this Bible study, you get a little bit of ignorance. You get a little bit of slavery, a little misogyny, a little violence, a little killing. You know, it's kind of like a piñata. You break it open and you find out some asshole just stuffed it with like dirty diapers or shit like that. It's just terrible. Yeah. So let's see what God has in store for us today. But if it's anything like his last attempts, I don't think we're going to be too impressed by it. But maybe this will be different. Maybe. Unmute.
Oh, double tapped. That time it was the double tap. It was the zombies. And hi, Pasta!
Hey,
Sending
Pasta.
love out to just the message of normalizing atheism in general. And
Ramen.
also the
Stripper liquor.
message
Whoa.
of licking strippers. You know, we support both messages here if you pay them. In fact, don't lick them. Don't waste their time if you're not paying. Okay.
They're not usually too friendly if you don't have anything for them.
Okay, and like you were saying, if it was the creator of the universe, you would think that it would be, I don't know, packed filled with, it would be like, this is how you cure cancer, this is how you cure Alzheimer's, and this is the moral guide that will never fail you in all situations.
Reminds me, we just had somebody on the other day claiming that the cure for cancer was being suppressed, didn't we?
Yes, we did. I will say this, even though I love the person who was there, and I love marijuana. Marijuana does not cure cancer. Does not. It is not the cure-all, as much as it does cure the munchies. I will certify that. You have Amy's certification on that. Anything else, I am not giving a certification for. And all right, we are moving into the book of Leviticus, chapter 4. And it's already packed filled.
This is a pretty good appetizer.
And it's funny, Oz says the Bible is boring, which, I mean, it's hard to disagree. And he said moved on to the Quran.
Parts of it are boring, yeah.
Though I will say, yeah, it's a mixed bag. It is a mixed bag. It's between his two modes. Every time he's in exposition mode, it's very boring. When he's in very Sims mode, it's like, oh my god, you want scarlet and red velvet where? Just put it over there, guys. But then when it's in first person mode, he's like, hey guys, I'm here. I'm here to do the fun stuff. Guess what the fun stuff is? Oh, man, did you miss me? And I guess that's exciting.
I'm here with more laws, more commandments, and more punishments. Yay. Thank you, God.
But I do eventually want to do the Quran. Also,
we'll get to it eventually.
Right there. And I will say carbs are my boo. If that's
absolutely. And bacon.
And bacon. Oh my god.
Ian.
My two food groups, basically.
We love you, Pavel.
We are basically knee deep in Leviticus, which means we are moving through the Bible. So
it's like being knee deep in blood almost, you know?
I know. Well, it's funny to say that blood would almost be the word of the week. So let's see what's on the menu right off the way. We gotta laugh, people. You gotta keep things light, especially when we're reading the Bible, which I feel is a very light and toasty book.
Yeah, that would be like Aaron Ra when he's ready to make his sacrifice and he's in the curious girdle. And he just couldn't help but, like, he's in the Holy of Holies. He couldn't just help but rip out, like, a huge fart. Like, he couldn't hold it anymore.
Yeah, and even he God was would wearing his bonnet.
Like, Aaron Ra, what the fuck, man?
And, you know, it's Aaron. You're in the middle of the desert. Your sons are there. Apparently, you're working 1v1 with God, which is something that atheists kind of don't get anymore, which it would be nice, wouldn't it be?
It would be nice to have some kind of evidence.
1v1, want some kind of Damascus road experience or something like that.
And what else did we have after that? We had violence.
You're right. I was moving. I had a trigger figure. We also have a little stabber, a little stabba, because violence, who doesn't? When you're laughing, I like to think when someone stabs me, you have a
Make
good
a joke
laugh
about
with
it, right?
Exactly. And I'm trying to see, where is my little hammer friend? Do. Well, I think
Your red
my
hair is showing, Amy.
Uh-oh, my red hair. I'm
And we
just
haven't
gonna
even got to the
do.
part about the red heifer yet.
We're just gonna use Bernie for injustice because I'm missing my little hammer friend. But we have injustice. But uh-oh, James.
Don't do
You
it.
know the funny thing?
You
Oh
always do
man,
this to me, Amy.
I try not to, because the funny thing about the Bible, and what I like about the Bible, Christians and I think Jews often tell me, is it has no contradictions. That's
I
what I
mean,
like about it.
Ken Hovind's read it for 50 years and he hasn't found one yet.
That's right. That's right. Not one contradiction. Not like that evolution. That evolution.
I mean, he read it. He read that thing about the ice canopy up in the sky, and boom, totally
Whoa.
legit. Totally
Now,
legit.
and do you know that a whale has a 15-foot? And so we were talking about no biblical contradictions. And the funny thing about that
Well, that is in the Bible about the whales, I'm sure. You know, God
is
didn't have time to tell us about germs or anything like that, but he did have time to talk about whale genitals.
nope, no germs. Not back then. They'll be fine. You'll be good.
Jesus said, nothing you put in your mouth can hurt you. Don't worry about washing your hands. It's a waste of time. Great advice, God.
And it's okay. It's vegan bacon. I don't know what that means. We're gonna pretend it's kosher. Badoom.
That's turkey bacon.
See what I did there?
This is not a kosher show. No.
Holy moly, am I lame. Anyway, biblical contradictions. There may, for the first time in our entire show, I'm pretty sure, be a biblical contradiction in this section.
I'll believe it when I see it.
But you know what makes this section so special?
It doesn't talk about women like their property.
Oh, that's funny you say that, but actually, I think it may actually do that.
They are property in this chapter? Okay.
You know, it says,
I got mixed up. I'm confused. Sorry.
It says we can do it, but the Bible may actually disagree and say, So let's find out.
Well, you know, according to the Bible, there's one thing a woman should be using her lips for, and talking is not one of those things.
Not at all.
No.
Also,
very bad. Very, very bad.
Why, hello, Bond.
Hey, Bond. James Bond.
All right, I have to use at least 5 props per minute or else I contractually become Carrot Top. It happens. Contractually. All right, and with that, we are moving into the book of Leviticus, chapter 4. I'm sure this will just be filled with wisdom. I can see it already. Wisdom.
I can see it already.
It's happening. My body is ready. Sins through ignorance. And the Lord, Bob, Spack, onto. Where's my buddy?
Your spit bucket?
My spit bucket. Charlton Heston. He was right here. Charlie came on to our set. Not that way, but maybe wait, ladies, and it'll happen. Spack onto the children of Israel Smishmael, saying, if a soul, a spooky soul, shall sin through ignorance against any of the commandments, any of them, of the Lord Bob, concerning things, I agree, puppy, commanding things which ought not be done, and shall do against any of them. God continues his instructions to Moses about animal sacrifice. Wow, it gets friendly right off the start, saying, if a man sins through ignorance, let him bring a young, unblemished bullock to me for a sin offering. Whew. We are starting off family friendly.
That's good. I guess, hey, ignorance of God's law is no excuse. You still got to burn that calf. Got to make that
Exactly.
sweet savor to the Lord, because he just can't get enough burning flesh.
Sweet
Loves
and sour. And hello, Best in Show.
Hey, Best
and
in
good
Show.
night,
Good night,
Stripper Liquor.
Stripper, make sure no leaven bread. Listen, get that shit out of there.
Bread.
No leavening agents of any kind. Can't stand it. Pisses God off.
We will find you if you have unleavened bread.
Yeah, there's murders and rapists and all sorts of people running around doing all kinds of crazy shit, victimizing people all the time. Have any love?
Exactly. Look, a murderer, a rapist, marrying them, that's fine. Slaves, beating them. Listen, it was back then. It was like, how many years ago? Like 3,000 years ago? He's the creator of the universe. What do you want him to do? See 3,000 years into the future? Come on, James. Come on.
Everybody was doing slavery back then. Everybody did it. It's like, can't expect God to be the one God of the whole earth who thought it was a bad idea when all the other gods loved it.
Exactly. Did you want God to be picked on? Come on, guys.
By the other gods, yeah.
By the other gods. Come on, guys.
I mean, he was already making the guys cut part of their penises off, and that's kind of a tough sell. You want to go on top of that and say, and I'm not okay with this whole slavery thing, so you should probably let him go.
You don't read the terms of service. That's your fault, all right?
Put your ear on that doorpost, Sonny.
Just because I have my hobbies. We all have hobbies, okay? You collect stuff, I don't know, figurines or some shit. Some people do D&D. Some people do croquet.
Some people are unicorns on Venus.
Exactly. I, as the creator of the universe, and specifically the Jewish, Christian, and I guess the Muslim, etc. gods,
the war god,
I kind of have a thing for Choppa Choppa with the boys, Peepa Peepa.
I meant to write it in the DNA code to take that piece off because I didn't like it. But I already saved it, and I was not going to go back through and adjust all that DNA just to take that one little piece of skin off.
Also, I will say, if you don't have knife technology, we got this. You got this.
Grandpa.
And okay.
That's part of your family tree, Amy. That's Grandpa.
Grandpa will, exactly. They'll be fine. Either one. If you have a combination, do both.
Because the rocks evolved into life. That's what evolution teaches, right?
Exactly. It goes from the smaller rock into the bigger rock.
LARP.
What?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it does. Hi, Red Fang. Woohoo! Now, where were we? If the priest that is anointed to do sin according to the sin of the people, then let him bring for his sin, oh my, which he hath sinned, did he? A young bullock without blemish, yes we did. And he shall bring the bullock unto the door, a Sandra bullock of the tabernacle, which is surprisingly important in the Bible. And a tabernacle, it's It's like a portable tent where you do holy stuff. There
Except you
go.
make sure to have as much fire around it as humanly possible. Should probably be covered, torches, fires all over the place, because screw fire safety.
Exactly. Oh yeah, that'll do fine. Let's put the fire right next to like the flammable stuff. Okay. And
Just throw some
the
gasoline on there just to spice
uh-oh.
things up a little bit.
And shall lay his hand upon Sandra Bullock's head and kill the Sandra Bullock before the Lord.
Well,
Uh-oh.
that's kind of mean.
That's kind of mean. It's okay, people. Sandra Bullock fights back. Don't worry. Every time. And the priest that is anointed shall take of the Sandra Bullock's blood and bring it to the tabernacle of the congregation.
Okay. That's a great idea.
Huh.
Carry around a bucket of blood? Why not?
Damn sure it'll go over well. And the priest shall dip his finger in the blood and sprinkle the blood 7 times before the Lord. Bob.
Okay,
Before
so
the
more
veil.
blood sprinkling and spraying. Blood everywhere, yeah.
Once again, I think we're cooking vampire style with Yahweh. Before the veil of the sanctuary, which sounds like a vampire video game, and the priest shall put some of the blood upon the horns of the altar. Once again, this is not a cult, ladies and gentlemen. None of this is cult-like. Keep on la 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 la.
Yeah, I mean, it's rubbing blood on horns. What's unusual about that?
Nothing. This is all normal. Sandra Bullock will be fine.
This is fine, yeah. This is wisdom.
Fine. Everything is fine. Everything is awesome. And pour all the blood of the Sandra Bullock at the bottom of the altar of the burnt offering, which is the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
Because you can't say that this doesn't make sense because you don't even know that anybody else has a brain, right?
Has a brain.
So therefore, yeah, right.
He'll be fine.
See, logic defeated.
Logic defeated. And he shall take off from it all of the fat of the Sandra Bullock for the sin offering, the fat that covereth the inwards, and
Well, at least
all
it's
the
not just the
fat.
kidney fat.
Exactly. It's
All
all
the fat. Like liposuction on that animal.
It's now just making me think that there are dozens and dozens of roaming Sandra Bullocks. I'm sorry. Oh my. Okay.
Being dissected for the fat and given lipo.
It's okay because there's so many of them. It's not that we're harming one Sandra Bullock. It's that Sandra Bullock have made it so many that they're fine. There's dozens.
No Sandra Bullocks were harmed in the creation of this show.
Exactly, the creation of the show. I'm sorry, I'm breaking my own self. Okay.
You broke yourself. You broke yourself.
Just imagining like a modified Sandra Bullock, like now eating and roaming. Oh my Lord.
A bionic Sandra Bullock or clone Sandra Bullock?
Sure. Almost like a giraffe and a Sandra Bullock hybrid.
Oh, yeah.
As you would.
Where would that fit in the evolutionary tree? What kind would that be? The Bullock kind?
Take that, evolution. Where does that fit in?
Oh, were the Bullocks on the ark? The giraffe Sandra Bullocks? Were they on the ark? Yeah, they had to be on the ark. 7 pair if they're clean.
He liked them so much. He was like, "We're gonna have to take 3 or 4 of those."
With the fist fruits. Don't forget the fist
with
fruit.
the fist fruits. That's yes, but didn't take the unicorns or what are they called? Ostriches or dodos. Okay, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat is upon them. And
back to the kidney fat.
Back to the kidneys. Where's my back to the kidney shots, which is by the flanks and the caul of above the liver, which the kidneys it shall he take away. Oh,
It's like the
That's
giblet
best
bag
part.
inside the chicken, you know?
Yes, exactly. That's the best part of the Sandra Bullock. And it was taking off from the Sandra Bullock of the sacrifice of peace offerings, and the priest, which is Aaron Ra, shall burn them upon the burnt offering, and the skin of the Sandra Bullock, and all his flesh, with his head, and with his legs, and with his innards, and with his dung. What? Okie
His
dokie.
bowels, I guess. I don't
And
know.
his bowels. Do, 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 do,
Hey,
do.
God likes the smell of burning shit.
He likes the whole thing. Well, it makes sense. We've had a lot of shit on wood. Even the whole bullock, the whole Sandra Bullock, shall he carry forth without the camp onto a clean place. It has to be clean. Ugh.
Not for long.
Yeah, not for long. Where the ashes are poured out, and burn him on the wood with fire, not culty.
Burn him on the wood with fire, as opposed to anything else you could burn him with.
And the Christians will turn to us and they'll be like, look how, God, these friggin' Jews, they were old timing. Excuse me. We killed a guy, okay? We did a human sacrifice.
We only had to do one. Only one.
Why are we killing people? A whole Sandra Bullock.
Listen, God made up those rules, and then he can't go back on it just because he's God.
Gotta get all the innards. All of them.
Suck all that fat off.
See, I imagine we're like in Tatooine now, and so we take the Sandra Bullock, and we're just like, I think this is a South Park episode at this point. But basically,
Jabba the Hutt.
With Jabba the Hutt, yes. So the whole body, even apparently the after parts.
It could just said the whole body to begin with, instead of listing every single part and then saying the whole body.
Yeah, I feel like this is a little
redundantly redundant.
We are redundantly redundant and disgustingly redundant. What a pair. And if the whole congregation of Israel Shmishmael sin through ignorance, what does that even mean? And the thing
means you do something but you don't know is one of God's commandments. You break it, but you didn't even know it was one of his commandments. So
whoopsie.
Yeah, you didn't know. It's like, look. And we even have Jesus in the New Testament, because he's very kind, because Jesus says that if a slave or a servant, if he knows what his master wants him to do and he doesn't do it, he gets a severe beating. He gets beaten to within an inch of his life. But if he didn't know what his master wanted him to do and he didn't do it, I mean, he still gets a beating, but not to within an inch of his life, because, hey, he didn't know. He still gets beat, just not that bad.
Exactly.
That's merciful.
What you need to understand, what all the atheists don't understand, it was the happy slavery.
Right.
Oh, the nice slavery. They don't market it enough. It's the kind of the good old slavery that your mama grew up with. And if your mama grew up with it, shame on everyone around them for owning someone as property. Do. Because that's the thing. Do. Humans are kind of terrible lots of times. Because this book, some of the times. Do.
It certainly didn't help.
Didn't help
people get past those ideas.
But Amy, the abolitionist, they were like, forget all the passages in this Bible, and we're going to do the right thing anyway.
Right.
Okay, fine. You get credit.
Yeah, they picked and choose, like the cafeteria. Yeah. Like, okay, we're going to leave all the pro-slavery verses, and we're going to take the ones that seem to imply it's not good, and we're just going to run with those.
Exactly. Sure, you get credit for doing the right thing and ignoring the Bible. What we're doing is saying, hey, maybe we should just stick with that whole shtick and just keep on ignoring the Bible.
Not sanitize it to make it more palatable.
Yeah. And okay, we are going to be doing a request at the end. You can tell us how you like your Sandra Bullock. It's a very fine cut. Very fine
And which
cut.
kind of fish fruits you want?
Yes, little fish fruits.
So
We're
if you
going
want
to be
Amy
doing.
to deposit an apple into
Oh
your
my.
orifice, she'll do it.
Yes, and
Or
then
a pear, a
we then
cantaloupe, even
take
maybe a
those
watermelon.
and then make smoothies because we're being nice and not disgusting as possible tonight. And moving on. So when you sin, which they have sinned against it, it is known, and the congregation shall offer a young Sandra Bullock for the sin, and bring him before the tabernacle of the congregation. And the elders of the congregation shall lay their hands and go Yu-Gi-Oh! Upon the head of the Sandra Bullock before the Lord Bob. And the Sandra Bullock shall be killed before the Lord Bob. Doesn't seem nice. And the priest,
Just because.
well, they're making atonement for their sinful ignorance, baby. An animal's gotta die, which doesn't seem fair, but they'll be like, but Amy, James, don't you kill animals for eating all the time? And it's like, yeah, but that kind of doesn't make blood magic real. I don't know. Like, it's not like, you guys eat and go to the mall, therefore blood magic. It's kind of not like a 1-for-1.
So like Amy, like if you're, I don't know, if you're walking down the street, mind your own business, and somebody not paying attention, knocks you into a tree or something, hurts you in some way, you got to go to the hospital or whatever. The proper thing to do after that would be to kill an animal to make up for that.
Exactly.
Not your medical bills or whatever. Just kill an animal. That'll fix it.
They make fun of people sometimes for killing goats and trying to make it rain. But have they ever tried to kill someone and sacrifice it to a god that was angry?
And make the god not angry.
Exactly. Maybe they were doing it for the wrong thing. God just likes it when it's angry.
Like if you see a hurricane coming to where you're at, maybe if you kill enough animals, maybe God will, divert the storm. Biblical meteorology. Look it up.
Mm-hmm. And I could do this. I'm going to do this in 2 ways. I'm going to go, call me daddy, okay? And then I'm going to go, call me daddy, okay? So you decide which is sexy.
I can't.
And moving
Call me
along.
Dr. Dino.
Call me Dr. Dino or drdino.com. And the priest, we're on 16, I think. And the priest that is anointed shall bring of the Sandra Bullock's head, the blood of the tabernacle to the congregation. And the priest shall dip his finger once again. I'm sorry, yes. I have to interrupt myself. Once again, not a cult, not blood magic. In fact, Amy, how dare you use that type of language? You should be more religiously tolerant when reading. Scoffer. But the passages. Look at that. Look at that.
Let me guess. It's going to involve sprinkling the blood around the altar somehow. Just guessing.
That's how you keep the altar nice and fresh. That's right, baby. It's a Sandra Bullockist. Oh, they'll be fine. They'll walk it off, I'm sure. They're actors. They're paid actors.
They love it.
I love it. And the priest, once again, this is normal. This is holy. And the priest shall dip his finger in some of the blood and sprinkle it 7 times before the Lord Bob, and even before the veil. And he shall put some of the blood upon the horns of the altar. Once again,
yeah.
sounds kosher. Apparently it is kosher. I don't know what
Blood
I'm
on horns? I mean,
it's
that's makes sense to me.
I make the joke like, I bet that's kosher. No, that's literally kosher. These horns are literally kosher. Okay. And he shall put some of the blood upon the horns of the altar, which is before the Lord Bob, that is in the tabernacle of the congregation, and shall pour out all the blood at the bottom of the altar of the burnt offering, which is at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And he shall take all his fat from him and burn it upon the altar. Goth.
Start a grease fire that way, but okay.
Yeah, that's probably, well, that too. And he shall take all his fat from him, burn it, baby. And
burn, baby, burn.
He shall do it with the Sandra Bullock, as he did it with the Sandra Bullock for a sin offering. So shall he do it with this. And the priest shall make an atonement for them, and it shall be forgiven them. And he shall carry forth the Sandra Bullock without the camp, and burn him as he burned the first Sandra Bullock. It is a sin offering for the congregation. So he will put some blood on the horns of the altar and pour the rest of the blood at the bottom of the altar. Dude, yo, what? Dude, yo, what? And he'll
at least he's not. He's putting his finger in there. At least he's not using a 15-foot whale appendage. But that's the only saving grace here.
I mean, I wish they taught this to me in Hebrew school, and with the, I wish they just taught me the annotations, because the annotations just make me go, "What are you guys?" Okay. And he'll burn all the fat of the altar. I guess they wouldn't want to read the Skeptic Annotations Guide, though, would they? Okay. And I'll forgive the congregation for their sins of the ignorance. When a ruler hath sinned, we're getting back into
a ruler. I mean,
yes,
it's just a stick with lines on it. I don't see how it could sin, but okay.
Has sinned and done somewhat through ignorance. Well, I am a ruler, and I have sinned through ignorance.
Use me to measure things.
Use me to measure things. Commandments of the Lord Bob, his odd concerning things which should not be done, and is guilty. Or if his sin wherein he hath sinned, baby, come to his knowledge, he shall bring his offering, a kid of the goats, a male without blemish. When a ruler sins through ignorance, offer a male unblemished goat. Oh, baby.
Amy, the goat has a little blemish on its underside. Don't tell anybody. I want to save my best goat. I don't want to sacrifice my best goat.
Yeah, that shit's got to go. It's
just a little mark on the bottom.
I'm sorry. It's blemished. We need no blemish to do the stabby. You want to do the stabby? You want a stabby? A blemished goat? What are we, friggin' savages?
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Oh, Mr. Perfect over here.
I know, sir.
Focus, Newman.
What do I do?
Focus.
Fucus. What does that spell? Friggin' great time. That's what that spells. Hi,
Hey, Rachel.
In fact, if you've just joined us, we are Skeptic Bible Studying on ignorant sinners. That's a funny name.
It's a
Ignorant
doozy.
sinners. Where would they be? Oh,
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
we'll find out. Do 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 do. All
More
right.
sacrifice, more blood.
More sacrifices. Throw more Sandra Bullocks on the grill. And he shall lay his hand upon the head
boy.
of the goat and give it a good life, give it an education. Yeah. We see where this is going. And kill goaty. Boop-a-doo. Sin the goats to kill it, and the place where they kill it, the burnt offering before the Lord. It is Bob. It is a sin offering.
Oh,
well,
makes sense, I guess.
It makes sense
if you don't think about it.
If you don't think about it. In fact, all of this does. If you don't think about it.
That's true. You just arbitrarily choose to believe it. Then there you go.
And the priest, Aaron Ra, I assume, shall take of the blood of the sin offering with his finger.
Oh, again, yeah. Okay. See where this is going?
First of all, I hope
Wrong
it's like
finger.
this. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, like this? Okay, here we go. Put it with the horns of the altar of the burnt offering, and shall pour it out of his blood of the bottom of the altar, the burnt offering. And he shall burn all his fat upon the altar as the
Once
fat
again.
of... Why do they like you sacrifices? Oh, I'm sorry, not human sacrifices yet. It's just other animals, and of course they also sometimes get very offended. Us animals? Why aren't we just savages eating and being cannibals if we're just animals? Because it actually took us a while to get here, and it actually took us a while of all of this actually to get here. But
yeah, 6,000 years. You're leaving off like 99% of history of Earth.
I know that annoys me. It's the fact that they are basically, at least the young Earthers are basically cutting off 90%, if not more, of our ancestors. Just imagine just lives. The majority of our ancestors' lives, they lived, had lives, had babies, had and ups and downs.
When did the Homo species start to arise? That was like, what, 2 to 3 million years ago? Before they consider like Homo erectus, Homo neanderthalis,
So Homo sapiens
heidelbergensis.
About 200,000, and then probably somewhere from 200,000 to 1 million, you go back
Homo, but not Homo sapien yet.
Yeah. And honestly, there are creatures now, so it's throwing them off. It's throwing off, and I won't get too much off a tangent off consciousness, but they want to throw off doves and birds and what is it with those things with the big nose? Elephants, and just wonderful other animals who are very smart individuals that, just because they don't have the thumbs to write down this shit, or I call it the go to the moon argument. Some dude went to the moon, therefore all the other animals are shit. It's like, okay, fine. I mean, I like that we went to the moon. I'm a big NASA shill. We are both big NASA shills, and this whole channel is. But that doesn't mean the other animals.
All evolution cares about is that an organism can replicate its DNA. That's it.
And
it doesn't have any other purpose.
And whether you are vegan or not, I think all of us can agree to respect other animals. I am a meat eater, and I still want to respect other animals. Okay, that doesn't give you a reason to kill them because you think that it's going to rain, or you think that a god is going to be not angry. You know what? Let's kill the chicken so that Yahweh isn't angry at us. It's like, meh, you know what? Let's just get eggs or or meat, or be nice to the chicken, and we can be nice to the chicken for the whole time. Before that, I don't know. It just seems very a weird relationship with animals. Seems like a weird relationship with the creator of the universe.
Everything just seems
The whole thing,
unusual,
yeah. No, nobody wins in this except apparently this God, but he hasn't been around to say thank you or to talk to us about it. So get him down here.
He'll do that after you die. Don't worry about it. That's when you'll get everything
Exactly.
after you die.
What an easy out that is.
Yep.
Oh, and that's if it's not used as a threat. That's my favorite, is when, you know, we're starting to get some really good questions and you can see the gears rolling in their head, and it's just, well, yeah, you'll see it at the end. You'll know then. No, actually, probably I won't, because the worms will be going through this eye socket. But thanks anyway. But whatever. Take your threat.
That's like good friend Dr. Hovind, when he's talking about, like, oh, Carl Sagan, he knows now, doesn't he? He's met God. Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, exactly.
Stephen Hawking. Ooh, he met God, and God wasn't happy with him at all.
I find those to be cowardice statements. I find their delight at them to be revealing about who they are. So I'm glad they do it, because thank you for being scumbags, because, you know, once again, Pasta basically has a normalized atheism billboard every time that people like Kent Hovind or Bob Larson or any of these other assholes, I'm just kidding, not assholes, what's the word I'm looking for?
Misguided.
Wonderful, amazing gentlemen who just need to maybe rethink what their Bible has made them preach.
Think about it.
Think about it. Think about it. Come on the stream. We love you. Oh,
come on the stream.
Brothers and sisters. Exactly. And all right, where are we moving down? We're apparently doing, I mean, it's goth as fuck, which is cool. But I mean, like, which you don't associate with the Old Testament or the Bible in general. But they always make fun of me when I'm like, cultish blood magic. And they're like, excuse me, we are like they literally take like a Kleenex and like sanitizer and just sanitize, like, no, it's J-Dowd Christian, blah, blah, blah. It's just the plain vanilla. We are just here in our turtlenecks and our little, you know, typewriters. We are just the normal everyday people. Blood magic. First of all, everyone is everyday people. I don't disagree. And people act the way they think because they think they are. They kind of act that way, which is fine. I love all my Christian and theist brothers and sisters. But going through this Bible is illuminating. Oh my goddess. Like, what the hell? I can't help freaking out through some of these statements.
It never ceases to surprise you.
It does. Like,
you never know. Like Forrest Gump said, you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, life is like a box of chocolates, baby. All right. And if any of the common people have sinned through ignorance, okay, we are Lord guilty, things are not done. Or if he has sinned, which he hath sinned, come to his knowledge, and he shall bring it. Okay. Do we read goat of a female blemish?
No.
Okay. Or if he is sin, which he hath sinned, came. Oh, baby, what does it matter as long as you get there? To his knowledge. Then he shall bring his offering, because this is like the Bible's thing, a kid of the goats, a female James, is it a female with or without a blemish? What do you think?
I'm gonna say without. Final answer.
Yep. It's gonna have to be without blemish. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's
gonna
what
be
I
without.
thought. Yeah,
All
that's what
right. For
I
his,
was ready for it.
could you imagine giving a blemished kid goat to?
To God.
Yeah,
I mean,
or a
as you're
kid.
cutting it up,
If you think
dismembering
about
it,
it, because of Isaac,
taking
doesn't
its
matter.
fat to burn and blood to sprinkle. Yeah, God wants it to be perfect.
Stabby. And he shall lay his hand upon the head of the sin and slay the sin offering in the first place of the burnt offering. Why do they keep burning it? And the priest shall take the blood thereof with his finger and put it upon the horns of the altar, because that is something that we do, of the burnt offering, and shall pour out all the blood thereof at the bottom of the altar. And he shall take away all the fat thereof, as the fat is taken away from off the sacrifice of peace offerings, and the priest shall burn it upon the altar for kind of like a sweet and tangy, a little bit savory taste unto the Lord, Bob.
Like
And
a
the
barbecue.
priest, like a barbecue, and the priest shall make an atonement for him, and it shall be forgiven him. Oh, good, he's forgiving. And if he bring a lamb for a sin offering, he shall bring it a female without blemish. Okay. And he shall lay his hand upon his head of the sin offering and slay it.
Yeah.
Oh, that mother. In the place where they killed the burnt offering. And the priest shall take of the blood of the sin offering with his finger and put it upon the horns of the burnt offering.
The horns
and
again, yeah.
shall back to horns, and shall pour out all of the blood, because that's the thing we do, thereof on the bottom of the altar. And he shall take away all the fat thereof, and the fat of the lamb is taken away from the sacrifice of the peace offerings. And the priest, which is I think Aaron Ra, burn them upon the altar. Burn them all, according to the offerings made by fire. It's funny, I make the joke, then it comes true. Unto the Lord, Bob. And then the priest shall make an atonement for his sin that he had committed, and it shall be forgiven him. The priest will put some of the blood on his finger, wipe it on the horns of the altar, then he'll pour it, the rest of the blood at the bottom of the altar, which is something we've said twice tonight. He will take away all of the fat and burn it. The priest will make an atonement for him, and his sin will be forgiven. Oh, well, that's nice of this
very
God.
Nice. Very good story.
Exactly. Also, hello, Doorknob Hev.
Doorknob in the house.
Yo, the horns of the altar, these handles are really, let me tell you, this God is quite horny, if you catch my drift.
Definitely, yes. Absolutely. Incredible.
Hello, Simon. If they had to sacrifice for sins they don't even know committed, should they have to sacrifice constantly if they've accidentally sinned?
Probably, yeah.
That's true. I mean, if you have ignorance, then you don't know that you're sinning. Once you know about it, you're not ignorant anymore. I don't know.
So you should probably do it all the time anyway.
Oh my, a fisher of men. It's raining men.
Hallelujah.
Oh, I can't wait to get to the big J man. As I lose my voice.
The big gay man?
The big gay man. Oh, I think we're doing that every night, baby. And okay, we're coming to this chapter's end. We dipped into blood, and the priest shall take the blood.
A lot of blood, a lot of fat.
Oh my God. And he shall take away all the fat thereof as the fat of the lamb. They seem to like lambs. They'd say it's sometimes metaphorical. This seems kind of literal. This seems like, lammy. I feel like the lamb comes up and they're like, hey guys, no, it's metaphorical. Get it? And they're like, yeah, about that.
I mean, This makes a Chinese wet market sound sanitary.
I mean, they getting rid of a lot of
Blood
animals.
all over the place, blood, fat, buckets of blood being sprinkled and sprayed all around.
There are Sandra Bullocks all over the place. Hi, Skywatcher.
Hey, Skywatch.
And okay. And he shall take away all the fat thereof, as the fat of the lamb is taken away from the sacrifice of the peace offerings, because he seems to like that. And the priest shall burn them upon the altar, according to the offerings made by the fire and blood unto the Lord. Bob. And the priest shall make an atonement for his sin that he hath committed, and it shall be forgiven him. Dun, dun, dun. And okay, with that, we have moved through the first chapter of the night, the book of Leviticus, chapter 4.
That was a pill. Bitter.
And yes, we were saying that was a bitter pill. Yes, it was. Oh my. Chock full of wisdom, right? Oh, are you here?
One moment.
Okay, I'll give you 2 moments. In fact, if you're just joining us, we are just about to head into the book of Leviticus, chapter 5. We just got done reading chapter 4, which is the 3rd book of the Bible. We are reading the King James Bible, the Skeptic's anointed version of that Bible, and saying hello to everyone out there on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And if you would like to see, I'm sometimes reading all your funny comments I see. I'm trying to highlight them up there. But if you specifically want to see your comment read, don't forget to tag me at Amy Newman. And we're just waiting for James to join us. And if not, we'll start to head back, moving into it anyway. I see. Choose. Yes. In fact, both of my parents are Jewish. I guess my whole family is Jewish. I consider myself ex-Jewish. I'm the rare person because I don't have a religion or a race. So I just clean cut it. I am not white. I'm not Jewish. And people will say, "What are you?" I'm a comedian. And they say, "Are you joking?" And I say, "Now you're getting it." And okay. But I do love my parents, who are awesome people. I do. Oh, that's right. I'm sending that to you, James. Don't mind the clickety clacky. But I do love my parents, and not only that, but there is some good Jewish food. Jewish food goes kind of 50-50. I like matzah because it's just a friggin' cracker, and so you can really put anything on it. But I will not eat matzo ball soup, okay? So I do have my limits, because whatever that looks like, no. But I do like carbs, so carbs. And we're welcoming back James. Welcome back. Got summoned by Satan for a second.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I was just thinking, like that last chapter we just got through, like if something happened to you, like if you got an accident or you got really sick and you were able to pull through it, you were able to heal, I mean, you would instantly want to give credit to the guy who wrote that last chapter, that God. Much more so than the doctors or the medical personnel and the medical companies that make all the discoveries for the new medicines and such. You would want to give him most of the gratitude, right?
You would think.
The man who sprinkles blood around on the horns.
You would think you'd be able to practice these rituals again. Like I know what the Christian apologetic for this is, which is going to be both Testament, and that's not. But I mean, I want to go up to Ben Shapiro at this point and be like, "Ben, baby, can I do this? Is this kosher?"
Well, What they would say is, let me put my hat back on. They would say,
Put your kippah back for the Jewish one.
yeah, they would say, listen, God he had to make people know how bad sin is. That when somebody commits a sin, something has to die. God requires blood. He takes sin very seriously. It
I hate
afflicts
that
him. It
mentality.
aggrieves him. That's why as soon as Adam and Eve sinned, and they were covering their private parts with leaves, but God killed an animal to make clothes from them from animal skin because something had to die because of what they did. So that's ultimately why Jesus had to come and die, because that's what God's justice requires. Somebody has to die when anybody does anything wrong.
Can I tell you two things that make that such both a horrible thing? So it's an amazing thing and then a horrible thing in that I know from a script writing, from a book and mythic structure standpoint, that 3/4 of the way through every story, you need to have an important character die. It could oftentimes it's the main character, oftentimes it's the not the hero, but the mentor character dies. You need to have this for them to go into the final third act. It's very important. It puts the stakes up. My problem is when this shit gets taken literally. Because
Well,
when
yeah.
it gets taken literally, we now have blood magic. We now have someone needs to literally die for our sins. And I don't know how to say this. No, they don't. No, they don't. Amy, are you actually making the positive claim? Yes, I am. I'm making the positive claim. None of you, listen to me. None of you are born broken. None of you are born sick. You are all born amazing individuals.
You are all born.
I can prove that by interviewing and talking. Anyone who disbelieves me can also disbelieves that claim can come on and talk with me about it, because we are going to continue reading the book of Leviticus, chapter 5, and I will say it was good old gefilte fish. Oh, that's right. Woohoo! And we are Skeptic Bible studying. That Oz made a perfect word. We can't get that out of our head. It's a good word. Good old Bible. Unclean. So we're starting off unclean and guilty. With it's like a little buffet. Don't you like to laugh? Uh-oh. Got summoned by Satan, and he's back. I'd like one day that Satan joins our podcast, and he's just like, excuse me, that was fucking Comcast. Don't blame me. It's like sorry, Satan. Oh,
Shitcast.
everybody's got a PR manager. And so we're starting off right away with a little bit of humor. But not only that, oh baby, we can't always have sex. I blew my punchline. We can't always have violence. Sometimes you gotta have sex. Woo! The breast is happy to be here. They're just happy to be involved. All right, she's happy to be here. We'll make it a girl. I almost made a he, but it's kind of a big breast to be a.
Oh, I thought there was going to be no violence in this one. I almost thought that.
Oh yeah, you know what? Oh man,
they hit it there.
I mean, what can I tell you? Sex and violence sells, so it's a good mashup, ladies and gentlemen. It's not just sexy time; it's time to get violent.
You have sex before you kill somebody. It just, yeah.
What a combo. And okay, but not only that, we got to keep women apparently in line. That's what the Bible is about to tell us. That's not me. That's the Bible.
Got to keep them on a short leash. You never know what they're going to do.
You never know what they're going to do. And oh my goddess.
They might talk. They might open their mouth. They might say something.
They might rebel against us. Just
They
like
could,
they
yeah.
did that first time. And
With that fucking snake. Got tricked by that snake.
And also saying hi to awesome women like Maya.
Hey, Maya.
I almost said awesome women and awesome people like Peter. It would have been funnier if I just said awesome women like Peter.
You called Peter ma'am.
But no, Peter's an awesome dude.
He absolutely is.
But James,
yeah.
Man. I know that I'm pretty sure we didn't talk about this at any time ever in the past hour, ever, but
forever.
Yes. Thing about that, oh man, yeah, the thing about that, it may actually be that there's a contradiction in the Bible. Oh, I've had to say it. It's going to be right there. Going to be right there.
Well, it's not like the Bible could get pie wrong again.
Oh, do they get pie?
They do get pie wrong. But don't worry, Ken Hovind has a rationalization for it.
If you buy my DVD, it's
so if you take the measurement from the inside of the ring and it's this thick, then it will be 3.
I just like hearing you say this thick.
Amy, you know that the whales, what the whales have, right?
Oh my! Is it 15? Is it an inch?
15 feet long.
Is it a whale?
15 feet long, Amy.
15 feet. Wait. You're saying bigger than 12, bigger than 13,
bigger than 13 feet. Yeah.
Do you know what that means? That means you could use that as a measuring stick. You could just have.
Well, Kent does, doesn't he?
Hi, Vesta. And yes, I'm pretty sure. Focus.
When he's
I think my new impression, I'm gonna call it Darth Antangelo because I always
Darth
Antangelo. Nobel F-U-C. Fuck.
The Shroud of Turin is excellent evidence for God. A biogenesis is impossible. The odds are 20 quadrillion to 0.
But at least Antangelo's a gentleman. So Antangelo, we're sending you the Theist Gentleman Award. I was going to say a year award, but we hand them out.
He's one of the milder ones. Theists.
Like Sal. We love Sal.
Sal's
welcome on every time.
Will, Jim Benton.
Jim.
Yeah, they're.
Everyone's welcome on every time, but we just like pretending like right now you are super special and we love you because it's true. We do love you.
They're not only super special, but super straight.
Super straight. Ooh, gee, I want to do a super straight debate. Oh man. Or maybe I should just stay away from that topic altogether. Anyway, and we begin.
That might be better. Yeah.
Unclean and guilty. And if a soul sin, that almost sounds like a refillable. Do you have your refillable soul sin? Oh, okay. Here we go. God, my
nice soul food
was out.
Some nice soul food, some barbecue and some collard greens and
nice soul food.
Yeah.
That's right. Hi, big sweet bird. And
Bird's ready. He said he's ready. I don't know what for, but he's ready for it.
He's ready to be sinful, unclean, and guilty, which is basically my motto.
Call Sunflower. Let's get Sunflower in here.
Every time I hear the name sunflower, I actually see like the Mario sunflower, like that sunflower.
Shooting fireballs.
Is it? I think they actually have two versions, but yes, kind of that version, yes. And if a soul sin and hear the voice of swearing, okay, and it is a witness, whether he hath seen or known it, if he do not utter it, then he shall bear his antiquity. Or if a soul touch, oh my, any unclean thing, whether it be a carcass of an unclean beast, or a carcass of an unclean cattle, or the carcass of unclean creeping things.
Can't they just say any carcass? But no, I guess they gotta go through every type.
Yeah, holy moly. These guys, once again, being paid by the word. And if it was hidden from him, he also shall be unclean and guilty.
Oh. Where's Judge Judy?
Yeah, where's Judge Judy? Or if he touches the uncleanness of man, oh my, I do that sometimes too.
Do you do that sometimes?
Oh, on good nights, whatsoever uncleanness it be, that a man shall be defiled withal, and it be hid from him when he knoweth of it, then he shall be guilty. So God continues his instructions to Moses about animal sacrifice, saying, if a person hears something and doesn't speak up about it, he is guilty. And if he touches any unclean thing like a dead bug or a beast, he is unclean and guilty. Or if he unknowingly touches the uncleanness of a man, he is guilty when he
unknowingly touches the
unknowingly.
Unknowingly.
Or if a soul swear, which I'm pretty sure comes from an RPG, pronouncing with his lips, oh my, to do evil or to do good. An interesting passage. Whatsoever it be the man shall pronounce with an oath. So don't do an oath to do good. And it be hid from him. I remember I was reading this beforehand. I couldn't help it. This passage was like, what? Why? I mean, like, I understand why and I'll read this passage over, but it's just weird. And it's like, all right, don't do an oath to do evil. Wait, don't do an oath to do good? Wait, what? Once again, or if a soul swear, pronouncing with his lips, to do evil or to do good, whatsoever it be a man shall pronounce with an oath, and it be hid from him where he knoweth, then he shall be guilty in one of these.
Actually, that's why like if you go into court or if you're taking the federal oath of office, you can either do it with I swear or I affirm, because some people who hold they don't want to swear because of what that says, but they will affirm.
Yeah,
like I affirm that I will tell the truth in court. I'm not swearing I'll tell the truth, but I affirm that I will.
I affirm
it, because God would not like it if you swear. He makes him sad. It makes
I would want to put not that it makes a difference, because I forget who had it. Like Carlin basically said, like, because that stack of lies will make me tell the truth. At least let me put my hand on the Constitution. But the Bible, I don't know if that would make me tell the truth anymore, but sure, I'll put my hand on there. Look at there. There it is. There we go.
It's just amazing how many, idle things from here work their way into actual the real world. Yeah.
It also is amazing how much, they don't want it. They want it to be a Judeo-Christian country. They push for that kind of stuff.
Oh, wouldn't it be badass if we put "In God We Trust" on the money, just to say how much we just love God?
And then the sneaky thing is they get it on there, and then they use them getting on there as evidence that it should be on there. Like, oh, it's on there. It's always been on there. Or that other thing should be on there. That it's like, oh, it's gone here. Let's put it on here and here. It's like, shouldn't be on there, and there to begin with. And they're like, oh, don't be a lame. It's been there since the 1950s. Did our country start the 1950s? No, I don't think it did.
We made it 150 years without it, but yeah, we were okay. But we had to show those evil Russians who didn't believe in God that we were so much superior to them, because we do believe in God.
Mother Russia. Also, every time, I just like anything that has to do with stones, baby.
Oh, Amy, what are you doing with Grandpa?
Listen, Grandpa may have to be sacrificed. It's okay. It's okay.
You're going to sacrifice a rock? This is what these atheists do. These evolutionists do.
Grandpa.
They're sacrificing rocks.
That's right. This is our rock soup is where we all come from. I forgot.
Rained on the rocks and then the soup came alive. Therefore, you come from a rock.
It all makes sense. And okay. We're pronouncing, oh man. Did I read with lips? I think I did. Yes, with good or evil. I just like seeing lips. And it shall be when he shall be guilty in one of these things, that he shall confess that he hath sinned in that thing, and he shall bring his trespass offering unto the Lord Bob for his sin, which he hath sinned, a female from the flock, a lamb or a kid of the goats, for a sin offering, and the priest shall make an atonement for him concerning his sin.
I'm sorry, God, I'm all out of lambs and I'm all out of goats.
If he is guilty of one of these things, he must confess he's guilty and sacrifice to me a female goat, lamb, or goat. Cow, lamb, or goat.
I'm all out of lambs. I'm all out of goats. I do have a few AOL CDs from 2004. That's all I have, God. Will you take those as a sacrifice? It's like 20, 50 free hours. There you go. Dial up.
That'll be fine. They're
okay.
meaty.
I thought so. Okay. Praise you.
Praise. And he be, and he be GB, and he be not able to bring a lamb. Then he shall bring for his trespass, which he has committed, 2 turtle doves.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Or 2 pigeons unto the Lord, one for the sin offering, more offerings, and the other for a burnt offering.
We gotta go to New York and round up those pigeons for the sin offerings.
Here, Pidgey. And he shall bring them unto the priest, who's probably Aaron Ra, who shall offer that which is for the sin offering first, and wring off his head.
Hey, Aaron Ra, I've got a bunch of pigeons for you. Yay, Aaron.
Yay.
Pigeons.
Did you just see what that said?
Ripping off the heads, yeah.
Wring off his neck from his head. That is awfully specific and gory.
Like opening up a soda bottle,
Yeah.
Twist and rip the head off.
Hi, Hannah. And
that's biblical. That's holy. That's the holy way to kill a pigeon for no reason.
The holy way to kill a pigeon for no reason.
Right. Then, once the head's ripped off, that way you can spray the blood or sprinkle the blood around the altar. Should be making sense to you now.
God, see, this is the stuff they leave out of Hebrew school. I wonder why.
I can't imagine it.
I feel like the wisdom. Here comes the wisdom. Here we go. It's about to be.
Oh, it's about to come, baby.
And he shall sprinkle of the blood of the sin offering upon the side of the altar. We just read that twice. What is with them sprinkling blood on altars? And the rest of the blood shall be wrung out of the bottom of the altar. It is a sin offering.
Wonderful.
I mean, not one to complain because it's a great visual effect. It's not boring. We're sprinkling blood over an altar. Once again, as I'll say for the 3rd time tonight, Gothic as fuck. But what are we doing? And why is this for the Abrahamic God?
What do you mean you don't have rituals? You don't, when you gonna get a real job? What do you mean you don't do any rituals?
I know, a real job, like quoting this stuff. Oh my lordy lordy. Whew.
I mean, if you want, I could try to do an exorcism on you for only like, I don't know, $8,000.
Whoa.
How's that sound? 8,000?
You say 8,000, but what if I was at the commander level?
10% off, so 7,200. How about that?
Okay. Then that's okay.
At
Then
the girl dick level, it's like 50% off.
the girl dick level.
You really save at that level, but yeah. It's one of those hidden
Makes me want to make like
YouTube
a thing.
perks.
The YouTube would never let me make a thing called girl dick level.
No, they never would. They never would. You have to come up with a way of wording it that's not overt.
Sit there with like the monetization, like the manager, and be like, so it's an inside joke. It's not about porn. It's like, imagine the commander level, and then like imagine if like the host had a girl. All right, and moving
Actually,
on.
because of cancel culture, they'd probably have to just let it go. No, they'd probably have to just let it go.
Their head would spin.
Bob Larson's head would spin. Ken Hovind would have a heart attack.
I am the weirdest thing because it's like I am both the LGBT and political incorrectness foraged together, and that's like a weird mix.
The Trannysaurus Rex of
the Trannysaurus. I love it. To me, it's peanut butter and chocolate, and actually, it makes the other two sides when people freak out. They're just like, I'll just let them deal with it. I'm just gonna keep over here laughing.
No, we do not refer to. We do not refer to that as she in this channel. That is a he. We do not use the word she when referring to that thing.
My pronouns are Bob and Larson, and I will refuse to go by any other pronouns.
Gary Minling or whatever you say that.
Oh my God, I would not say. I knew if I should.
If you start saying Gary, yeah, he would have kicked you out.
He fucking kill me. I'm slowly, retrospectively enjoying that conversation more and more because it goes by so quickly. I had a 2-hour long conversation with Darth Dawkins. Who has that? For 2 hours. That's actually so. I'm gonna save the juicy comments. I'm gonna.
Yeah. Why are you acting like a 14? Oh, oops. Sorry. Didn't mean to insult 14-year-olds. Excuse me, a 12-year-old.
That is so. Oh, excuse me. Let's go much younger to 12-year-old. Okay, whatever. Fuck us. We need to fuck us.
You're acting like Joshua's girlfriend.
We got this. Chuck E. Cheese tokens. I'm just kidding. Any of these things come on here. We're just making jokes. We're just having a good time. We actually love all of that. Whether you're John Maddox, whether you're Praise, I Am That I Am, Gavin, Darth, everybody.
LPP, Lil PP.
Exactly.
Tangelo.
Tangelo.
Darth Tangelo. D'Artagnan.
Were we on I think we're on 11?
I think, yeah, 11.
But if he be, I think I did say
heebie-jeebies.
But it's so hard to tell. Heebie-jeebies. But if heebie-jeebies able to bring 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons, oh, please, pigeons, I want you to get out of this one. I'm rooting for you. Then he and that sin shall bring for his offering the 10th part of the effort of fine flour. Oh, almost close to cooking with Yahweh again. For a sin offering, he shall put no oil.
No
We're doing
oil.
a diet. We're doing a diet. Neither shall he put any frank in licorice. We're going to pretend that's what that says. Therein, for it is a sin offering. Then shall he bring it to the priest. Hello, my name is Aaron Ra. What would you like? And the priest shall take this handful of it, even the memorial thereof, and burn it on the altar, according to the altar offerings made by fire, which once again sounds like Avatar: The Last Airbender. Probably a show a little bit better than Air Bud also. That too also probably better than what we're reading. But unto the Lord, Bob, it is a sin offering. And the priest shall make an atonement for him as touching his sin.
Can you make an atonement for me?
Oh, baby, I can.
Can you make an atonement?
I can make a personal atonement for you. Touch my atonement. That he hath sinned in one of these, and it shall be forgiven him. And the revenant shall be the priest as a meat offering.
I sinned again. I need another atonement.
Speaking of sinners, woohoo,
I sinned again. Can I have another atonement, please, sir? Can I have some more atonement?
You're going to need 2 scoops of sinning. And the priest shall make atonement for him as touching his sin, that he have sinned in one of these, and it shall be forgiven him. Oh, baby, on your knees, maybe. And the remnant shall be the priest as a meat offering. I make the joke, and then thank you, Yahweh. You give it to me. You hand deliver it.
Like the 2 tablets, just like that. He hand delivers it.
2 tablets or the 2 towers, either one. Good movie, good book. Okay, sins
better than the 1 tower in the Bible.
Yeah, better than the 1 tower, exactly. So sins through ignorance. We're moving along.
Back to that again. Okay.
And oh, baby, I know. Can I tell you? I read this the first time. You are not going crazy or hallucinating. Well, actually, I can't make those claims. Maybe you are crazy or hallucinating. Who knows? I still love you.
You don't even know that anybody else has any real mind. You only know your own mind.
We're just brains in vats. We are just fizzing sodas. Why would fizzing sodas want to be moral?
Why would you want to? Why would you care what the truth is?
Sir, this is Wendy's? No. Okay.
Sunflower goes to Wendy's.
There's actually good reasons to be moral. There's actually good reasons to why we're moral. It's actually very easy to why we're moral. I don't want to go into a whole diatribe on why we're moral.
T-Jump was debating about. He was re-airing one of his debates on that today.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and T-Jump's a good guy. Sending my hearts out to T-Jump.
He is, but his morality thing, yeah, that's a work in progress.
I can't even say I disagree with T-Jump on morality. I say I only halfway understand his position on morality, so I don't want to disagree with it because I only halfway, his
imposition of will is
his imposition of will. Yeah, and it's an easy sentence to say, but it's such a
when you try to put it into practice,
yeah. So to actually go in there, I think it's easy, and you have to be careful political correctness with two phrase words. But I say situational ethics, but I just think ethics is situational.
You say tomato, I say tomato.
Exactly. Says. And then you say you believe in what is it called? Now I'm losing it. The other term. There's a third term. Not objective.
Me, I'm a moral relativist.
Moral relativist.
That's
Thank
me.
you. You're a moral relativist. But so with atheism, different strokes for different folks, because atheism does not prescribe a worldview. Are you? But you
just don't believe in a God. That's it.
Yeah. It means that we're going to have to come back and do other podcasts about that. What can I tell you?
We don't get to just say, "Oh, well, God said it, therefore that's got to be we got to go with that," right?
Yes. Especially since God, at least this guy, doesn't seem to be such a nice guy. But Amy, it all gets nice in part 2. In part 2, God is like, oh my God, and love and tenderest. But there's not like a hell in part 1. So are you telling me that he's all
Well,
love and kind?
it's
And
there.
that
It's just between the lines.
he's loving and kind, but he wants to burn you if you don't believe in him, right?
But it's a loving and kind burning. It's not a mean burning. Like, this is not mean slavery. This is not harsh slavery. This is the kinder, gentler, fun slavery. It's like a walk in the park. It's like going to Disney World.
But James, don't you get it? We choose to send ourselves there.
Well, of course.
There you go. There you go.
I mean, you probably wouldn't want to sit down on your knees in heaven forever and telling God how great he is, so you chose to go to hell.
Number 1, I do like being on my knees. Number 2, of course, just gotta worship that Yahweh forever and ever and ever. And all right.
And just when you've done it forever, you get to do it more.
That's what I like about, it's easy to ask a Muslim woman who's wearing a hijab, but I really want to ask someone like Ben Shapiro or a kosher Jew. It's just like, you are kind of wearing that hat for like another man, right? I mean, I'm not saying it's gay. Maybe it's kind of hot that it's gay, but it's a little gay. Like what would I mean is I don't know what Ben
like
Shapiro's
the Pope wears one of those too.
And Pope wears it. Lynn out there in the Pope-mobile.
He shouldn't be allowed in Chuck E. Cheese either, but
yeah, well, that's a different story. That whole organization, the Catholics have kind of, I have like a love-hate relationship with them because on one hand, they accept a whole bunch more science. On the other hand, they're kind of doing things with that other hand, whether it be children or passing the priests around that were doing things with that children. It's kind of like criminal organization. But all right, you
actually,
guys are guests.
In a lot of ways, their positions are actually harder to debunk in some ways than the Protestant ones because they seem to be more well thought out.
Well, I also, and that's right. I noticed that the closer the metaphorical, the closer that they are to science, and the more liberal they are, the more on their side, just naturally, they are to us, and the harder they are to debunk. It's like a double-edged sword. So the deists are damn near impossible to debunk. I am a fairly hard atheist. That's why I call myself a medium atheist, because I actually make the positive claims. I will say the Abrahamic, the God, this guy,
that God,
I don't think he's
not real.
I really don't. I've read, I believed it before I was reading it cover to cover, because I did read some of it because I was forced to. Not forced to. I love you, Mom and Dad. You paid good money. Whatever the fuck that's called. Send in your kid too.
It's a mitzvah.
Yeah. But the more I was happy. I was with my friends and I got a snack and they pat me on the head or whatever. But the more I read it, the more I'm like, this guy. Like, if it was true, I would 100% want to know. It's not like, oh, you sinners just want to sin. No. I don't believe he's real. If you put a gun to my head and said, just tell me, is he real or not? I'd say, no, I don't think so. If you put a gun to my head and say, tell me that he is real, I'd say, Jesus, I love Jesus, but I've actually
all the
always been
little children.
scared. I've always been scared of that scenario of like being taken hostage because it's 50-50 whether I agree with the hostage. 50-50 whether they put a gun to my head and I will agree with you and play along, or the comedian will take over and I will just say something funny and then I'll die. Good times. Do. Hope it's worth it. I can't help it though. That's my fucking brain.
You
So
can't help it.
I guess I'll just have to try not to take getting hostage.
A troll in your heart.
Goals. What are we? We're in 2021 into 2022. I'm just going to put that down. No getting taken by religious hostages or getting taken by religious fundamentalists. Gotcha. Down. All right. Check. Sins through ignorance. I will say, if I get taken hostage by religious fundamentalists and I like have this all around and my hands are tied up, I'm just gonna be like, well, shucks. Said this would happen on my podcast. Okay. And the Lord. Let's get into our categories. I almost premature categorized. Premature bibbled. As I'm reading chat. It's full of fun right off the bat, but it's not only fun, because fun would be one thing, but you gotta have a little bit of injustice, little bit. 1% of the Bible is good.
That's being kind, but yeah.
There you go. But not only that, it's good and back to our good old friend Stabby McStabberson. Oh, violence.
It's like a ride at Disney. Like, it's fun, but at the end, the bride takes everybody into a industrial wood chipper, and they don't make it out the other end.
Reminds me of
fun,
my childhood.
and then violence. Yeah.
Woohoo! And I feel like this has to be a new section we have to create. So, about the Bible. James, there are no contradictions in the Bible.
No.
I hate to do it to you. I hate to, put the cross to shame here, but there may be a contradiction in the Bible.
I find that very hard to believe. You'll have to really show some evidence of that.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to have to look hard and long and really stroke hard to find that.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of work, and I don't think you're going to find it in the end. I don't think it's going to come.
But luckily, she works hard for her money. And for some reason...
So you better gag her mouth shut?
Exactly. Or McDonald's pays her right. Something like that. And the Lord, Bob, spat, as you would once you don't have lube, onto Charlton Heston. If a soul stone commits a trespass and a sin through ignorance in the holy things of the Lord, Bob, then he shall bring for his trespass unto the Lord a ram without blemish out of the flocks. A
Dodge Ram?
A Dodge Ram. You guys have been using goats the whole time? Huh. All right.
Yeah, come on, God, get into the 21st century.
A ram, and guess what? Is it with or without a blemish, James?
I think they already killed all the without, so it's got to be blemish has to be okay, right? All the unblemished ones are already dead.
Oh my. Everything's always better on my knees. All right. Ooh,
that's what she said.
Woohoo! It is on good days. All right. 16, or I got excited by a Dodge Ram. With thy estimation, we almost missed thy shekels of silver. Oh yeah, baby.
Oh yeah, come on, Amy. Grab them shekels.
I want them shekel. Give me them shekel. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Make it rain.
Make it rain, baby. Making it rain. All right.
But except I'd be making it rain in coins, which actually probably could be dangerous, I guess.
Yeah, that might hurt.
I don't think I've ever tried to throw rolls of quarters or even pennies at the stage. That would be yeah. I don't think that would go over too well.
Yeah, I feel like you would just get ow, ow, ow.
Some asshole is throwing quarters at us. It wasn't me. It was John Maddox. Relax.
And okay, we're about to actually come, that's what she said, into the end of the chapter. And he shall make amends for the harm that he have done in the holy thing. Oh, I like it when they say the holy thing. No blemish, shekels of silver of the sanctuary for a trespass offering. And he shall make amends for the harm that he have done in the holy thing. There we go. And shall add the 5th part thereto, and give it unto the priest. And the priest shall make an atonement for him with the ram of the trespass offering, and it shall be forgiven him. And if a soul sin and commit any of these things which are forbidden, be done by the commandments of the Lord, thou he wist it, yet he is guilty, and bear his antiquity.
Not guilty. Y'all got to feel me.
Got to feel me, baby. And okay, since we're actually going to, I was going back and forth whether we should split up. We're gonna come to the end of this chapter and roll, I think, into our open mic session. But we have been Skeptic Bible Study on ignorant sinners. We have read the book of Leviticus, chapter 4, and now we're going to be finishing off the book of Leviticus, chapter 5. I'm going to be sending the link into chat if you would like to talk about anything we have been talking about tonight, and then we're going to finish off this chapter.
Or if you just want to come on and tell us that you've mailed us a briefcase full of cash, we'll take that too.
Yeah, we'll accept that too.
We'll spend it 10% of it on drdino.com, as a tithe. Buy like 1,000 copies of his seminar and donate them to the landfill.
I'm just sending the link in there. I don't want to clickety clackety, so just give me a second.
Don't do an amaretto.
No, I love sending loves to Amaretto out there. I think I saw
lots
her
of love to Amaretto. Yep, she's in chat. Our resident unicorn social justice warrior.
And she would say social justice rogue. So there you go. See, I got you.
You say tomato, she says tomato.
And there we go. I sent the link in there, and the link should be sent both on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So if you like Twitch, you can come follow us. You can also join in that live stream. If you're on Facebook, you can. Or on YouTube. I'll pin it in a second on YouTube.
Pin the tail on the Jesus.
Pin the tail on the Jesus. But let's finish the final thing. We just we're reading about a soul. If a person sins without knowing it, he is guilty and will bear his antiquity. Gotta get those fist fruits, baby.
But you're soulless.
But yeah, thanks. And he shall bring a ram, a Dodge Ram specifically, without blemish out of the flock, without thy estimation, for a trespass offering unto the priest.
No trespassing.
Specifically on no trespassing, please. To the priest, and the priest shall make an atonement for him concerning his ignorance wherein.
I'll make an
erred it.
atonement for you.
Oh, I'll make an atonement for you, baby. And wist it not. Is it wits it gets it? Wits it gets it not?
Probably. Yeah, he doesn't get it. Witsit doesn't get it.
It shall be forgiven him. It is a trespass offering. He hath certainly trespass against the Lord. Oh my, don't trespass.
Is that the Lord
against
Bob?
The Lord. Yeah.
The Lord Bob Larson.
Bob. And if you would like to see our last episode of Midnight Ranting Assumptions, please feel free to check out Bobo, as he was being a fantastic gentleman to a Satanist and his agnostic and atheist friend. That was a fantastic episode. That just how that dichotomy. I'm glad I got to
and that even spilled over into the open mic portion when
we're gonna do jazz hands here. Jazz hands. And okay.
We saw that same dynamic, but it was good. We loved it.
But we're all learning as human beings.
We all are. Yeah.
And okay. With that, we have read tonight, and I think I'm gonna start labeling each of the chapters, because I think some people think that we just do random chapters, but I want to make sure everyone knows what chapters if they want to go back.
In the book or in the title? Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll start adding them, at least after a little bit of pre, a little bit of post.
Sometimes you never know how long it's going to take to get through them based on
exactly
the content and what's going on in the chat.
But with that, we are going to switch into... Is your body ready, James?
No. But let's do it anyway.
But we're going to do it to me anyway.
Do it anyway.
The body. Badoom.
And then God closed the door to the ark. Wasn't Noah. God sealed him in there. Yeah, remember.
And I just want to say hello to the overprotective atheist. And hello, Shane. Woohoo!
Shane the Skeptic.
Saying hello to everyone in chat and our mods and just everybody in general. And with that, we have both Bird and Peter behind backstage. But Bird, we have been Skeptic Bible studying on you dirty, ignorant sinners. How are you, and what are your thoughts about anything we just read or the topic itself?
Woohoo! Dirty Sinner here. What up, y'all?
Hey, Bird. What's going on?
What up, James, Amy? Yeah, it's interesting. I wholeheartedly reject sin because the Christians have not met the burden of proof that sin is even sin. So that's all I got to say about it.
They have not. They haven't presented much of anything except an old book says it.
I really dislike the concept, to be honest with you. It makes my skin crawl. Yep. I know the funny thing is, and I don't know why, sometimes the worse a concept is, the more it gets translated. Like it gets flipped into how good it is. It's like, no. It's not that. I know this is skipping ahead to portion 2, but it's like, no. Don't think of how evil it is that we're killing a perfectly good guy.
Right.
Think of how amazing
Yeah.
it is that we're killing a perfectly good guy.
That
And
way
they're
you
like-
don't have to die. You don't have to pay the price for your sin.
Yeah.
and it's
See?
like,
See? It's like God creates the problem by setting up all these rules and all this sin, and then he gives you the solution. And of course, the way that you get that is to worship him forever.
There you go. I love it.
Yeah.
what a
He
fantastic way.
causes the problem, then he sells you the solution.
Hey,
Buy
it'd
my
be
books, buy my
funny.
DVDs.
Buy my
Yeah.
DVD. You know, it would be nice if you
Well,
guys had some
hello.
protection. Wouldn't you
Yeah.
guys like to have some protection? I know this is very proud of this bat. This is good old Harley Quinn bat.
Nice.
And let me tell you, copyright, I bought this. This is the official one. So
Woo.
in your face.
Official AF. I love it.
So God's like the guy who walks around with a baseball bat and he just busts your knee up and then he says, "Hey, don't worry. I'm gonna fix your knee. Just pay me the medical cost to do it, and then I'll fix you up." There you go.
Yep.
Exactly. And you know the funny thing? If you don't, gonna freaking burn you forever.
Yeah. Just a little bit. It'll
Because
hurt.
I love you. Only because I love you. That's the only reason. I wouldn't do it unless I loved you. Therefore you know how much I really
Not
care.
Stockholm
Yeah.
syndrome at all.
Uh-uh.
But okay, speaking of more heathens
And Stockholm
Peter.
syndrome.
and Stockholm's
Yeah.
Peter,
Hey,
we have been
Ty.
we have been Skeptic Bible Study. I think it is that, but I'm such a dumb American. I feel like the American accent must just sound like we must all sound like cattle farmers outside
Probably.
of this country.
Yeah.
And
We're all
okay,
cowboys. Yeah.
all cowboys. Woohoo! And okay, Peter, we have been Skeptic Bible studying on us ignorant sinners. How are you? And what are your thoughts about the subject, about what we've been reading, or the topic in general?
Yeah, you were reading from Levi Testicles. That's a odd book, and so I'm currently joined by a theist. You all might know.
I would like to have a role play.
Oh,
Oh my
don't
God!
do that! Don't do that! Now, you know what, Amy, leave him alone.
Number one, I do like being on my knees.
Oh,
Hello.
Amy, don't do that! Don't do that! You're gonna hurt him.
Why?
Oh, I'm hurt now. I'm ball hurt now.
Yeah, I want you. Don't get near Amy. I mean, I told you. Are you okay, Otangelo?
Well, I just was going to say that when the stream ends, I'll go and check if everything is still in place. I hope so.
Okay.
Hopefully.
I hope Amy didn't hurt you too bad. Amy, you know this was going to happen. If you say things like that on a stream,
Oh, man.
it's going to get bad. Yeah. So there's another thing that I like to disclose because people do not know this. Amy is also a stand-up comedian. So this show is actually taped in front of a live audience. And I can, audience, what do you think of Amy?
I could hear a couple Christians in there booing, but that's okay. Can't make them happy.
Oh, so yeah, that's my little introduction and a little peek behind the scenes. I loved it as always, but you need to pronounce it correctly. It's the Book of Levi Testicles.
The Book of Levi Testicles. I'm so sorry. I feel like it's Latin that you're saying.
Yeah, that it's Latin. Yes.
And okay, thank you so very much, Peter. And you're right. When
Book of bull testicles.
I forget sometimes when I am speaking, I need to F
Newman,
you.
focus.
You beat me. There you go. And okay.
Focus
And I
on the
will
testicles. Focus on the testicles.
Focus on the
Mind the
testicles.
stepkids.
I would like to have a role play.
Oh, baby. Tangelo wants to role
I was
play
going
with
to
you,
say
Amy.
thank you so very much, Tangelo and Darth, for also being here. So it was very nice having you. But Cassie and Reto, we have been skeptic Bible studying on us
Oh, shit, Bird.
ignorant,
Run out the back door.
dirty,
Run out the back
ignorant
door
seekers.
before she gets in.
But she's a great combo because she's like a Christian dirty sinner. So this is like
Promise?
this is fantastic. I know promises. So,
Can I get that in writing, Amy? Get that in writing?
How are you? And what are your thoughts about anything we just read or the topic?
A good ram.
I am a good ram.
Wow.
Very horny. So, but speaking of
my.
which, Amy, let's hear more about you being on your knees. I kind of missed it because I
Oh my.
Blood on your
Promises,
horns.
promises.
Yeah.
promise.
Number one, I do like being on my knees. God damn it.
I love it.
I mean, it's not wrong, but still,
No,
that
it's
is
not.
not
It's really not wrong. But
Go
yeah,
on.
so I think Leviticus is definitely one of those things as like a theist where I can kind of this is bullshit in a sense.
Just this.
No, I'm just saying
I know.
this is one of the first things where I can, as a theist, where I can pick apart, Christianity as, the Bible as being like the authority of God. I don't feel like, well, more so the hypocrisy, I guess, of the modern Christian churches, who, especially those who are like anti-LGBT and very right wing, just for the fact they bring up Leviticus all the goddamn time, and then it's like, all right, well, and it's dumb. You can ask them if they follow the rest of what's in Leviticus as a whole, and they say no because it's stupid. I mean, what was it? Shrimp, mixed fabric, wasn't pork in there as well? I mean,
It's coming up.
Yeah.
Don't forget
How to sell your children into slavery in Exodus just after God got them out of slavery. Oh, by the way, in case you want to sell your kids into slavery, this is how you do it.
Yeah. And that's one of the things where I know that this book was just compiled by people looking to not necessarily obtain, but secure their power. And, I think you can be a theist and still definitely take, issue with what is in the Bible.
The Bible.
The Bible.
Bible.
And I mean, listen, like, it's a book that's been edited across time. King James, the whole thou shalt not suffer a witch to live, the original translation, wasn't it a poisoner? King James had a fear.
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah, he had a fear of witches and witchcraft. There's biblical evidence that Jesus affirmed a gay relationship, just based on the original translation. And a Roman soldier and his boy.
I don't know if it's true, but it's sound time.
Yeah, you got to read a little bit into the text, but maybe.
And famously,
But, I mean, it's just a matter
King,
of like the translation. The book has been translated over and over again, and then depending on the perspective of who's translating, that's going to inform things. Implicit bias is a thing.
But don't worry, God would make it so that they would get the translation right. He wouldn't let them mess it up. He would not let them get it wrong.
That's right. It's impossible for man to be fallible in God's eyes.
When it comes to the Bible, yeah.
Keep in mind, King James was really happy that Jesus had confirmed the gay relationship because he used that in government to justify his own gay relationship. Which,
his
if you
boyfriend.
tell that to King James onlyists, it will infuriate them.
Yeah, I actually had no idea about that. I just
Yeah.
know because of
It's documented.
He
I know
was pretty
from
much
my
bisexual. Yeah.
background in Wicca and paganism that about that phrase. I never really looked too hard into the rest, but that's quite interesting. But this is the thing. It's you can see like time and again that people in power will manipulate rules and the way things are. They'll manipulate laws, rules, whatever, social norms to their own benefit if it's something they want and they don't view as bad. In some places, it's adultery, having mistresses, and a lot of these cultures, even though Christianity was a thing, having other women on the side was still normal.
King
So-
David only had like 1,000
that's to say,
concubines. That's
King
it. Just
David. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's just it's the thing. It's you even see it today. It's quite a shame. I relate a lot of stuff in U.S. politics and what we have going on lately politically. Like, just it doesn't go in line with any what I grew up to be taught about Jesus, God, everything else. And so, I acknowledge that, if there is a higher power, it's probably not all sunshine and motherfucking rainbows, but
there's not.
so you say. But, from my perspective, I'm like, I can acknowledge that, a higher power is probably not, like I said, all sunshines, rainbows, in an essence, all loving. But, I can also understand that I don't agree with objectifying people, oppressing people, stuff like that. And I would like to think that a higher power would not be either. So that's just kind of like my take on it. Like it's people that I've engaged with online and others I've watched engaged with, like Leviticus is one of the things that always keeps getting brought up, because even if we're theists, we don't necessarily agree with how people use Leviticus to help oppress people, even in modern society. That's not what a lot of us who are theists think, it should be all about. And again, it's, religion is not the only thing that gets manipulated for people's desires, but the whole point is to try and make sure that we make a better impression. And I always my take is, if you get something good out of religion, if it helps you be a better person, by all means. But when you start impeding on other people's rights to believe what they want to believe, and be who they want to be, live the life they want to, as long as it's not harming anybody else, they should be able to. And a lot of people who take, the Bible super serious business don't. And I just don't vibe with that at all.
But Amaretto, it really matters to God what you do with in your private time, what you do with your genitalia, who you sleep with. That's all top concern of God's.
I mean, listen, if God
He's
really
right there in the bed with you, right there, whole time, watching you.
Then why am I doing all the work? God should be helping me come, right?
Maybe he does.
Yeah.
Amaretto, it's funny that you should mention that, because you left out one part in Leviticus, and that is the part where you can't have tattoos. And years ago, I made a meme. I'll show you.
Peter, a meme?
While you're doing that, I just want to say we have been reading
Grumpy
the
Cuss.
book of Leviticus, chapter 4 and 5 tonight. And hi, Grumpy old Cuss.
We were trying to go on further, but they were just so repetitive.
It's tough. This section is really tough.
It's like
to read.
slogging.
And
It's
we're
like
just,
so
we're
repetitive.
just so full of sin. Like, we can only go so far before we decide we want to share it with everybody.
That's right.
Why isn't that working?
Good.
God?
Yeah.
interfering with it.
God don't want you to let it happen. That's why.
It seems so. Because
God is the cause of premature ejaculation.
I think
Listen,
Louis
this is why all boys should be in chastity. End of story.
Yeah, but it's not premature.
Well, there's a Louis C.K. joke that
there you go.
Just
there's
means
no
you're
such
fast.
thing as premature ejaculation.
Yeah,
They
just means you're
come
fast.
exactly when they were supposed to. Yeah.
Exactly.
Amy, can you make me big for just a second so people can read it?
First of all, I don't know if I can make you big
Hello.
for just a second, Peter, but I'll try.
Oh my God.
And yes, that's actually true. You're not supposed to have a tattoo like that. That in itself,
I feel it would be better though if he actually had like the hole in the palm. I feel that was a missed opportunity by that tattoo.
Well, the nail wasn't in the palm anyway. It was right there where it was. That's
really?
where. Yeah. Physiologically, you cannot hold your weight in your palm. It has to be between your two bones on your wrist.
Unless they put it through the palm but tied ropes on it, like around that would be another possibility. But the text does say that the hole was in the hand, the glory hole was in Jesus' hand. So.
The glory hole.
Yeah.
That's why I say it's kind of a missed opportunity because then you can, in theory, use it both ways, right?
Oh, hello.
And thank you so much. And I will say,
I'm ball hurt now.
And then Thomas, or who is that Thomas who had to put his finger through the hole, but put something else through it?
Which hole?
And well, sometimes you have multiple choices. But I hope I want to read the passage. Exactly. Yep. I want to read through the passage first. Like I want to see the passage in all its context. But this is how much of a teacher I was going to become. I was about to say it's my exit ticket. Maybe it is my exit ticket. But I basically I'm thinking right here, I would just like the quote that
not the tattoo of Jesus, right? Just don't.
The tattoo that just says, you shall not take any markings on your body.
She just wants to troll God.
I just want that passage that says I can't have tattoos
just to troll
on
God.
my body. And so, yes. And so it'll basically be like, well, if a Jew can't tattoo their body, then tattoo right there. Mm-hmm. Therefore, I cannot be. So it's like my anti-tribal tattoo. It's like perfect. But see, at least my irony will be built right in.
That's like a square circle, Amy. That you can't do that.
In all,
it's like a married bachelor.
Amy, I'll let you in on a spoiler. You're not there yet. But so there is this thing that is called the mark of the beast. I suppose you've heard of that. That you can't take that.
It's in Revelation. Yeah.
Yeah, in Revelation it also says God will give you the mark on the forehead. Makes you think. Who's the beast now?
The forehead or the hand, yeah.
Yeah, God, but in Revelation it says God will give you the mark on the forehead.
Big Screen Bird plays a big part in the book of Revelation.
That's right, I do. Yep.
Let me get the quote for you right there. Let me find that one.
Dude,
Jeopardy theme plays.
Revelation 6:9. Isn't that what it was?
Don't cost me money. Cut it off there.
Oh yeah.
Because the last time we got a sunflower thing.
Yeah.
It was like Sunflower is owned by Sony. I was like, okay, thank you, son.
Oh, you really got a DMCA?
Not a DMCA, but they definitely upload it into my credits. They're like, hey, guess who's going in your credit? At least I didn't have to put any work for it. They did it themselves. Yeah. But, man, they're good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. On a bunch of my videos on YouTube, I do my own music on my iPad and computer, and they'll have some idiot try to claim that. I'm like, you can't claim
Really?
sounds from a computer. And I've refuted hundreds of them, and every single time within a day they'll take the case away. I'm like, it's so dumb.
Well, I own these songs.
I've had one of my intros about 14 seconds in. A company called Siam Sports claimed the visual content, which is literally what I made.
Yeah.
And they never let off. I called them, I threatened them, and they kept sending copyright strikes.
Yeah, I purposely I own 3 songs now, the copyrights, because I don't want to deal with that shit. I own the count plus the countdown timer. I own the song with that and all that other shit because I don't want to deal with that.
Pull the link up. I just sent it to you. I just sent it in the private chat.
Well, if you need the song, I'll go.
It's hot when you tell me to pull things up.
Yeah.
No.
I know you like it.
Woohoo! There we go. Revelations. And you know what? I'll do you one better. I'm gonna stop sharing this for 1 second. Give me 1 second. So
you gonna read it in your Bible reading voice for Bird?
Well, I want to get the Skeptic's annotation version. I like to always have their little context. All right. Tell me if this is the same one. Is this it?
Yep. Verse 2.
All right. Babylon has fallen. Oh, we're doing a Tom Clancy film. Here we go.
Yeah.
And after these things, I don't know why I thought that said bagel. I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. Kinky.
Hello.
And he cried mightily with a strong voice, and he was tall, dark, and handsome, saying, Babylon the great is fallen. Someone get me with a beard and a AK-47. And it has become the habitations of the devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. There you go.
So Amy, you did miss a few things because it says the home of the devils and the hateful birds. So it clearly says in the first verse, I saw another eagle. I'm just saying. And if there's actually an eagle and a demon in one picture on screen right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I get because you're
a demon. You or Amaretto?
He's
on Amaretto a demon?
No. I said an eagle and a demon in one picture.
Peter
okay.
and the eagle. Yeah.
For all, or okay, that's the first 2. I'm sure she gets tons of wisdom from there.
Very much
Big Bird, you're in the Bible.
I know it.
And okay, guys, we're going to be talking for a little bit longer, but we have been Skeptic Bible studying. We've been talking about us ignorant sinners. If you would like to join us, the link is in chat. Come on and tell us if you disagree with us, even better. We like that just as good as the people. We love our little echo chamber. Whoa, 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 whoa. But we really like people telling us I don't want to do hand gestures. More hand gestures. Back to shake weights. It's our thing.
I would like to have
You
a
need to
role
be on your
play.
knees when you do this.
Like a role
I mean,
play.
it gives me a chance to become like a loose.
I do like being on my
cannon.
knees. Number 1,
where I could
do
just
like
go
being
all
on my
over the
knees.
place.
Woohoo! I'm guessing.
Get on your knees, Amy.
Gesundheit.
Newman, focus.
Focus. F. Gotta focus.
Newman, listen to
I was
me.
going to say,
You're
this
a grown
sounds like
adult.
it's almost like the hypno sub-session here.
Why are you acting like a 14? Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult 14-year-olds.
Why are you acting like a snot-nosed 16-year-old? Newman, focus.
Focus.
$4.99 a minute. Buy my DVD.
Mama DVD.
Your OnlyFans? Let's go ahead and send the link into the chat, Amy.
That's right, baby. Close. I have a Patreon.
You're muted.
I was going to say, there's a good reason I invested in this camera. Thank you very much.
Hello. Is it a P900?
I've got a P900.
Yeah. It's the flat Earth camera of choice.
It's the flat Earth detector.
That's right.
So this summer I'm going to go travel and I'm going to figure out if the Earth is flat.
Wait, next, you know how they're always bitching about fisheye lenses? They're going to start saying, but your eyes are round, so you have fisheye eyes.
Yeah.
So even if you go up, it's going to look round when you're looking at it from the moon because of your eyes. They're round, see?
Oh, so we
I'm
have
just
fish
waiting
eyes?
for one of them to jump on the fact, like with how our eye process visual information, the image is actually like upside down.
Inverted, yeah.
Yeah, inverted before. So I'm just waiting for one of them to like do something with that.
Wait. So that means that we are not real, but in fact, Australia exists. Because the image is upside down. We're actually in Australia.
Or we're not real and Australia exists.
Yeah.
Actually, that taps into like one of the oldest conspiracy theories in the book. And so that was when England, when they stopped having the death penalty for any felony, and they would do transportation, they would send you to Australia for 7 years, 14 years, or life. Some people thought that Australia really didn't exist, that they're loading the people on the boats, taking them out to the ocean and just dumping the prisoners in the water and then sailing back to England. So there were people who thought that it really didn't exist.
I know a couple of Australians, and at times I wish they would have done that.
Dumped them all in the ocean, yeah.
They're
Listen,
culturally.
I don't. Australians are mostly hot. I mean, listen, the flat earthers in the bush stay in the bush, but oh man, no, not even like, oh my god, Heath Ledger? Oh, I'm not even like mostly straight, but oh man, that was a tragedy to humanity.
I feel like they culturally share a lot with us because it's like UK was both our daddy, and then we're like
cousins.
And we kind of both escaped into the middle of the wilderness, and the UK was like, what happened to our kids? And we're like,
and we were formed by criminals, so it's like they're obviously the cooler country.
Yeah, for that, I'll tell you, I'll trade the criminals for the Puritans for the criminals, because the Puritans are secretly criminals anyway.
Yeah, they are.
It's funny. So Australia became Australia because the UK sent their criminals there. America became America because a bunch of people didn't like to be persecuted for their vicious religion, and then went to America.
Yes, there's an irony in that.
Makes you think.
Now they all go crazy.
Newman, focus.
Listen, you know, they have like, Australia's pretty cool. There's a lot of deadly things there, but then you also have like koalas who are like kind of stupid, but also kind of cute.
And they do have. I like how this is your exact transition in that sentence. Sure, they have lots of things that can kill you, but they have koalas.
Yeah. Funny enough, the bushfires may cause the demise of the koalas because there might not be enough genetic diversity to keep the species going.
If you guys ever have TikTok, I found there was actually a gentleman.
TikTok is cancer.
No, man, there's some good Good stuff on TikTok, though. Let me tell you. But there was one
Right
gentleman.
now, you have spiritual rabies.
Oh my god.
I mean, I kind of am spiritual rabies when you think about it. I'm a Unitarian Universalist. So, but he was basically asked, what do you think is the dumbest animal? And it was koalas. He was like, they're stupid. They have to eat the eucalyptus right off the tree. You can't just cut the branches off and give it to them. They won't recognize that it's food. And I'm just like, he keeps going on. Like, there's a whole lot more. But, oh, man, if you ever, like, I don't know, Amy, if you ever happen to find it, it's fucking hilarious.
Well,
Koalas
those
are
leaves
fucking
have
I
like a
So it's
drug type
basically-
effect.
Yeah.
They're like drugged.
But it's the bushfire is basically, it's almost like natural selection when you think about it at work. You know, because koalas,
Well,
they haven't evolved to survive. They're dumb. They look adorable though.
Technically speaking, a lot of animals should die. When we feel bad and we save them, we are
Humans.
defying. Well, that's a whole different story.
Well, that's
But
why
We are playing God, kind of. We do.
Even
Well,
with humans, we're adjusting fitness because we're
I
keeping
both-
people alive.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
I feel
both-
like the life expectancy now is in the 80s. Like anywhere from, gosh, you know what? In the States, it might not be in the 80s. It might be
It's
closer.
like in the high 70s, yeah.
But that expression, like playing God, I have like a mixed reaction because technically speaking, we're doing
Because I
something.
know God's an asshole.
Well,
We're
it's
trying to
no.
do the right thing.
You
At
can't
least.
say God's an asshole because you haven't even proven any God. That's the problem.
Exactly. That would be our point. Is
The
that
God in the Christian Bible is an asshole.
because a lot of times when they'll be saying like, well, I want to create life again, and I want to create consciousness again. I want to create a synthetic version of it, and they're like, you're playing God. I'm like, I'm just doing science.
But you're not going to have a hell.
That's true. I will not torture nobody. And okay, guys, we're good.
Well, not unless they want it.
Unless they want it.
Yeah.
Actually, she'd be more likely to be the one tortured.
Unless they're paying for. Okay.
Oh my.
And we have been skeptic Bible studying.
We have?
On ignorance.
Yeah.
Towards
I thought we were
the
talking
left
about him
hand.
being on her knees.
Hey, well, it's always a good time for me to be on my knees. But I will say there are two shows that we're working on that both a debate show that tentatively I think leaning towards called Debate Me Brah, which is gonna be our new debate show.
Debate me,
love it.
Brahma's
I love
son.
it already.
Oz's Bird's reaction has to be sold. Okay,
Yeah, I
sold.
love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
And then we are then going to be having a kind of like an interview show for our Patreons that is going to be called Talk Skeptic to Me, where we're actually going to have an interview show that's either a theme or just see how they're doing. So look for both of those two shows in the works.
Put Amy in the hot seat.
And so, Amy, who are you going to debate?
Oh, I am actually going to be the moderator.
Hosting debates.
It'll be James and I moderating. I will probably debate some of them if to get us going and some interesting topics. But I'm going to be getting some people on and I swear Will is like, look, we need to have the Calvinist debate. I am here to throw.
Him and Nick almost had a debate last time.
Oh, we just had one with Pat, him and Pat, and it basically all boils down to is Will can't prove his God, and if the Bible's true, the Bible's true, and that's all you can get. He admits that. So
well, he circumvents that with Calvinism by saying that he believes because God makes him believe, so he doesn't have to have a reason.
Yeah.
So he just tells himself it can be rational, but
we'll see. And if anyone else has an interesting debate topic, feel free to tag me at Amy Newman or send an email at amynewman.media.
Well, speaking of criminals, Amy, I put a link in the private chat. If you can pull that up, it's a former man of God that I guess some people might say is a criminal. Yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
I'll show. Do you want me to show the whole clip or just a little bit of this?
You can start it off. You don't have to play the whole thing. It's only about a minute.
So I'll show a little bit of this, and then we're going to go into our outros.
Go into outros, yeah. It's only like a minute long video. This
Several.
Go back to the beginning.
What's your best estimate? And did you abuse that kid?
Yes.
How many times?
Several.
And what's your best estimate?
Well, I knew him for several years, if it's the person I'm thinking it is.
Yeah. And where did those abuses happen?
We did a lot of sports together. Basketball, racquetball, golf.
So what is this?
That's a priest being deposed about what he did with the kids.
Fantastic.
He's almost as bad as me.
Almost, Darth.
Almost, Darth. No. But
Wow.
woo, no.
What a psycho.
Yeah, using the cloth for defense. This is what I mean. I mean, there's a lot. Now, I will say, in defense of all the theists out there, we do not paint with a broad brush. We don't think that it's theism that is the cause of shit this.
They're bad people in every sector.
That they're bad people, and then they just use religion, as with politics, as with everything else. But we're an anti-religion channel, so that tends to be our shtick.
Yeah.
So
deal with it.
I want to
deal with it, bro.
I want to chime in on this. It isn't religion that is causing these people to do that, but it is religion covering it up and not bringing these people to justice.
Because these are people in position of power, and if you're a regular, John Doe at the church and stuff, you're conditioned to think your pastor is, beyond reproach, that they're a good person. You're listening to them and stuff. So for a lot of people, it's denial. They don't want to think that they were, listening to pedophiles or people who have done really bad things. They want to think that these men are pious or are, chosen by God to spread the word, so to speak. And it's quite sad.
Well, that and religion claims to have the moral high ground. So
that was exactly what
I stole your thing. Yeah,
well,
they claim to be.
God does not have morality.
Well, if they didn't stand on a pillar, just like James was saying.
I mean, it's some of the same stuff with politicians, you see. Because politicians, to some extent, are insulated. People with extreme amounts of money. Look at Jeffrey Epstein, all the people who he's associated with. A lot of them are shielded by power and money.
Well, he killed himself.
Are you kidding, Bird? That was Amy working for the Mossad. She went in there and killed it.
That's true.
With Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
With Hillary Clinton for NASA to cover up the flat Earth.
Yeah.
Whoa. You're going to leave out the lizard people work that hard.
Well, those are the people that run NASA. They run NASA.
Listen, take your lizard money dollars and just sit down and be a good.
Are you part lizard, Amy?
Number one, I do like being on my knees. I'm lizard-ish.
Your bed there turns into a heating rock.
Yeah. Woo-hoo.
At night.
And okay, guys, I think it's about that time. Rock me, baby. With that, we are going to move. It's been fun, but we have been Skeptic Bible Study. We have been definitely ignorant sinners, and we are moving into our
Praise Darth Dawkins segment where we
Praise Darth Dawkins segment.
Praise Darth. Thank you, Bird.
You're doing an abusive divorce today.
Oh, I get goosebumps when I hear that name.
And okay, Cassie,
Final
you're the
parting
most
comment?
recent one to join us, which
What
means
up,
you
yo?
are the one that's starting us off with all the fun. We have been skeptic Bible studying on us silly ignorant sinners. I hope you had a good time. Where can people find you? And what are your final thoughts?
All right, so most of my realm is I am the social justice rogue. A lot of my stuff is LGBT, equality, socio-political topics. Amaretto Kittens, my Twitter. Don't have the YouTube channel up. It's coming. You need to talk more
Hello.
about it. But
That's what she said.
Bird just came.
So are you here to troll?
Yes.
A little.
just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
But
Why do we need to do that?
Because why not? It's fun. But yeah, I can't wait to get.
Did I miss something?
Damn it, Peter.
She's got to go in there and talk to Darth. Get Amaretto into the atheist helpline.
Oh my god.
That's what he calls his chat room.
I know. But
So Amy's going to have the Christian helpline on our server.
Oh, just gonna call it the sexy hotline and see who comes.
Somebody will.
I mean, listen. What better way to convert souls than using the boobs? I'm just saying.
Is it effective?
Number one, I do like being on my knees. I was gonna say one hand at a time.
When she just did that, she froze.
I know.
Oh man, that's awesome. Where'd she go?
We need to pray. Darth, pray.
Korashunda Yabadabadoo. Lion Spaghetti Monster Akbar.
We will go back. We will go back to Amaretto. But Peter, in the meantime, we have been skeptic Bible studying, us dirty, ignorant sinners. I hope you had a good time. Where can people find you? And what are your final thoughts?
Why would we want to do that?
My final thoughts are that the Bible might not be the word of a God. I know this is very, very controversial.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, so
somewhere John Maddox is suffering.
He might not be real. What do you think, Darth?
God doesn't exist.
Exactly. So
you're a grieving little pee-pee's soul.
Yeah. So after seeing Amy doing these Bible studies, Darth, what did that do to you?
I'm not going to believe in God anymore.
Yeah. See, that's how that works, and that's actually the goal of the show.
That's the goal.
So it's always good to be here and keep them coming, Amy.
She will.
Oh my. Number one, I do like being on my knees.
I knew you would. Yeah. So
oh, I'm hurt now. I'm ball hurt now.
Oh, Tangelo, go check.
Well, I just was going to say that when the stream ends, I'll go and check if everything is still in place. I hope so.
Good.
After role play.
Go do that because he needs to do that because I'm hoping to finish up all the artwork, and then next week we'll have our first episode where Otangelo and I will be talking about Darth Dawkins' presuppositionalism.
Is he gonna role play as Darth?
He's
I would like to have a role play.
He would like to have a role play. Exactly. So that's basically what we're going to do. And we're going to talk about everything Darth, and Darth is not allowed in. So
all Darth all the time.
That's the good part of the show. So yeah, that's
Darth all the time.
That's upcoming, and that's something that I really look forward to.
Well,
Well,
thank you.
I
so
can't
very
wait to
much.
see it. Yeah, let us know how it goes or when it gets close.
And I just want
will
to
do.
say, Rachel, if you want, their link is in. I don't know if you were called. I don't know if she was responding to a joke or if she was asking to the link. If she was responding, because I think we were making a
Do
joke
you have
about
it
a
pinned in
number,
the chat? Probably.
take it. If not, and you could either come on for an intro, outro, or talk with us afterwards. Or if you were just making, I think we made a joke actually. Then just pretend whatever I was just saying didn't mean anything, and just we'll go haha. And night amaretto.
Night, Amaretto.
And okay, thank
I
you
think we
so much,
killed Bird.
No, that wasn't me. That was Darth,
That was
baby.
Darth.
We
And
killed Amy
okay.
earlier in the stream. Actually, the Bible about killed Amy.
Oh my God, because it was killing me. Just once I got into the mode of thinking about like multiple Sandra Bullocks walking around like ostriches, it just escalated. Many Sandra Bullocks, so many like grazing Sandra Bullocks.
So many.
Newman, listen to me. You're a grown adult.
Don't fuck us. Fuck us. Okay, Bird. We have been Skeptic Bible studying. We read the book of Leviticus, chapters 4 and 5. We were naughty, ignorant sinners. I hope you had a good time. And what are your final thoughts?
That's here from the unclean and hateful Bird of Revelation.
Let's do it. Yeah, it's a fun night. Thank you so much. That's all I got. Much love.
Thanks, Bird. It was a nice night. There was no dumpster fires. It was
yeah.
It was actually okay.
What a moron.
Damn, doesn't light. All right.
Randolph the doofus.
Randolph and the fact that Darth said both those things about Randolph and Oz, they should both be like, yes, high five.
That's a badge of honor, honestly. That's like
I would like to know, how is Oz's reasoning as a grown adult any different than being a snot-nosed pothead teenager who's just simply being argumentative?
Argumentative.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're making Darth mad, that's a good idea that you're on the right track.
And hold on for 1 second. Shane, did you want an intro, outro? Would you like to? Are you coming back for just the after show, or would you like to say hi? You tell me that. I'm going to do. And in a second, we will go to James. We may say hi to Shane the Skeptic.
Oh, I get goose pimples when I hear that name.
It's awesome. Hey, speaking of, did anyone hear that new Tom Rabbit that he did against Darth for the 58-minute one?
I did, yeah.
Oh,
Tom Rabbit himself beating the crap out of Darth.
That is the first time that I've ever heard Darth not have anything to say and scramble so hard to get out of that conversation. It was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
And yes, I just started it, so I haven't. But you guys should go check that out. So go check out. I mean, it is like the two heads. First of
all,
coming
Tom
together.
Rabbit.
Hey, Tom Rabbit. Tom Rabbit likes recording these.
Hey, hope you got this recorded for your YouTube.
And okay,
you double glazing salesman. Hey, Tom Rabbit! I hope you got this for your recording. Hey, YouTube out there, Tom Rabbit likes to record these.
And so we're actually going to add in Shane. He's going to have his intro, outro before James lands the plane. So Shane, how are you? We have been Bible studying on talking about us silly, ignorant, I was going to say skinners, us ignorant sinners. How are you, and what are your final thoughts about anything we've been talking about, or the subject, or tacos?
Price of tea in China.
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. I hope you guys are all doing good as well. I am also an ignorant sinner. So I
Welcome
too
to the club.
like to study the Bible, only because of the fact that I'm ignorant of it, no matter how much I study of it. It works something like that, right? Like if you don't believe, you can't know anything, something like that. I don't know. What was it you guys ended on? You were in Leviticus, I believe you said. Where, because I tuned in and out, but where did you end at specifically in Leviticus?
Chapter 4.
Chapter 4?
Actually, we did chapter 4 and chapter 5, so we just finished chapter 5.
You're not at the really intense parts. You're not
Not quite.
It's an interesting book, and I don't want to spoil it for you. But
I hear there's some juicy, gory stuff coming up.
yeah, you don't get to God commanding like child rape or anything like that until the book of Numbers, 31:17. But yeah, Leviticus is a little bit more rule oriented, I feel. It's been a long time since I've read Leviticus. It's been about
It's a priestly
2
book.
years.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? I got to write that down.
Is it? And I wanted to confirm, is that Darth Dawkins that's in this chat?
That is Peter.
Yeah, it's not Darth.
It's his new roommate. Darth roomed him with him.
Darth roommate?
Yeah.
Darth roommate.
And okay, thank you so very much, Shane.
Thanks, Shane.
And yeah, I would say I'm really excited for this chapter, which is so horrible because of how horrible it. It's like I can't wait to see all this terrible stuff where the Christians are like,
Yeah.
but there's probably.
I've
some
always
good
wanted
stuff,
to
right?
have a Bible study covering specifically the book of Numbers, where God commands the Israelites to rape Midianite children, and I wanted to see like what Christians have to say about it if you
When
were to
is
like
that?
talk about it with them. So when you get to the book of Numbers, I just want to say, please have a Christian present. Every time I've ever presented a Christian with the book of Numbers 31:17-18, where God commands child rape, they don't ever actually really defend it. All they do is ask me how I know it's wrong. They don't ever actually defend it.
Will we
Can I
defend
say-
it?
You know what? You're such a liar.
That feeling that you're giving off right now is every time I see a Christian try to defend slavery. I'm like, you're gonna defend slavery? Really? We're gonna go there? This
Yeah.
is where we're gonna go.
And Smokey's like, damn right. Yes, slavery is good.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Darth, are you saying that I'm lying about what that book says?
Yes.
Okay, well, do you have a
Listen,
Bible?
you're a buffoon.
Oh, I'm a buffoon? How do you know that?
We'll set it for once and all. Okay, I'm going to expose this guy for the lying piece of trash that he is.
I welcome it.
You got like two
Darth,
more responses. and then it
Darth,
just
you
crumbles.
don't know what knowledge is. You don't know how epistemology works. I would love to see you try to fix mine. I welcome that.
They almost derive sexual pleasure from being deceitful.
Number one, I do like being on my knees. He's not wrong. And okay, thank you so very much, Shane and Darth, Peter's
I would
new
like
roommate.
to have a role play.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, you know
and
what?
his
I'm
third
curious. Since I lied about what it said, would he like to correct me about what it actually says? Because if he would like to read
He
Numbers
would.
31, 17, and 18 and tell me what it says and prove that I'm wrong,
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
Why
And
would
that's
we
just-
want to
see,
do
Darth?
that?
See, you just got challenged, which means now you actually have to come on our channel where you
Yeah.
can't mute anyone.
Not on the sheets.
Yeah,
Right
now
now,
that-
you have spiritual rabies.
I swear, I think like 3 questions to him. Almost. I think I got 2.
Right.
I
I mean,
got
he
up to
said I'm
8.
lying, so just let me make sure I'm not
Hold
wrong.
on.
We're
Hold
almost
on.
done with this thread, Amy. We're almost done with this
Almost
thread,
done.
Newman.
31,
Oh my god,
Okay.
this is so fucking awesome.
31:17. He says, "Now
my God.
therefore kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman who has known a man intimately. But keep alive for yourselves all the young girls who have not known a man intimately."
Bird, you're gonna
Wow!
die.
Imagine being
Actually,
such a sick fuck
that's
and
not
such
so
a
bad.
dishonest lying prick that you had to lie and defend that. That's disgusting. I'm
So-
so glad that
Actually,
I'm not, that I don't
that's
believe
not
that.
so bad.
I've heard
But no,
I've heard Ken Hovind defend that passage.
Oh my god.
So
That's what APs do.
So Ken
Yeah,
Hovind
read what it
says.
says
They
and then
split
say that
hairs
that's
about
what it
everything.
says.
So Ken Hovind says that those people were engaging in immoral sexual activity, and the rate of STD infections was so high that they could only keep alive the virgin girls because they wouldn't be contaminated with the
Weird that they weren't
diseases.
interested in the virgin boys, just the girls.
I guess not. Yeah, that's what
And then they later forced them into marriage. But no, I'm
That's
lying
what Ken
about that. I
Hovind
mean,
said,
it's literally
yeah.
in the book. You can read the book. I can't change.
But that's
what the book
okay.
says.
Wait, before he responds, we're going to James. James, I'm handing it over to you.
Don't do that.
We have been skeptic Bible studying. We have been reading the book of Leviticus 4 and 5. Or the book of Leviticus, which is the third book of the biblical. We read chapters 4 and 5. James, we are dirty, ignorant sinners. What are your final thoughts?
Well, it's a third one, but I think it was actually chronologically the last one written. But yeah. So anyway, we got some more details on how to do sacrifice. We got some useless information, but we had some fun. And I think we're going to come back tonight probably. So look out for that. And thanks everybody for coming. Yeah, they changed the title a little bit. So the title now says something like, is a lack of evidence for God a problem? So I guess, hey, look, we don't see evidence. And the Christian's like, yeah, so what? No big deal. You don't need evidence.
Yeah, so what?
You can use intuition and faith to just know that God is real. There you go. Where did we hear that before?
Yeah.
This young skull full of mush thinks he's so smart. He thinks he was. I mean, he was a train wreck.
Is that Atheist Junior he's talking about? Probably.
No, he's talking to Shane.
I hope you all had a fun time on this episode of Skeptic Bible
On your knees, Amy.
Killing Bird.
I mean, he's going to make insults. He's not going to refute the point that I'm making.
I'm sorry, I fell asleep.
Amy was actually doing the entire broadcast on her knees. You would never know it.
Oh my. Well, that costs extra, first of all. And I hope you all had a fun time.
How much extra?
Okay.
On this episode.
Now it's time, Amy, right?
Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya. Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya.
Oh my God. So awesome.
He's got a good speaking voice. He's getting good practice. I hope you all had a fun time on this episode of Skeptic Bible Study. Ignorant sinners. I don't know why I picked up Bernie. I was looking for anything. There we go.
Feel the burn, baby. Feel the burn.
Feel the burn, baby. Where we talked about being unclean, guilty, and some delicious sinful ignorance. Oh, baby.
How to kill some rams, killing pigeons, rip their head off like you're opening up a soda bottle. Spray the blood around the altar.
That's how you kill a Dodge Ram? That seems a little bit okay.
No, the pigeons. You twist their head off and then you spray the blood around the altar. For God. For God. Yeah.
I want to thank my co-host James W. with our guests Bird, Cassie, and Peter. Wait, Bird,
And
Cassie,
Shane.
Peter, and Shane. It was 4. Amy, you had one job.
Newman, focus.
I want to thank my co-host James with our guests of Bird, Peter, Cassie, and Shane, along with all the lovely people in
And
chat
Darth.
that are awesome mods. And Darth. I'm sorry, Darth. How I could forget. Awesome mods who make this stream so great. Don't forget to like, subscribe.
No, this was not me. This was somebody clearly impersonating me.
And hit that all button icon so you can be part of our live streams for YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook.
All right, save Bird. Amy, you're going to do CPR on Bird.
For real.
And if you'd like to help us make more fun content, feel free to check out our Patreon at Patreon.
Buy our DVDs. Buy our merch.
At patreon.com/Amy Newman. I'm Amy Newman, and we will see you all on the next episode of Skeptic Ball Z.
The The whales have a 15.
Have you ever been
penis.
diagnosed with ADD?
Yes.